So, rant is done. Hello. Officially starting stream here. For the folks catching this afterwards on YouTube, hello to you all as well. Last we left off, we did a double run. We did a polite party. We politely investigated a soap opera director, politely talked to his actress, and politely fought his vampire accountant on the roof at midnight, like you do with vampires. And we got her to surrender, and now we're having Gaichu train her on how to be a monster, because apparently she was just faking. Well, not faking the vampire bit. She's actually a vampire, but she just doesn't know how to vampire. So Gaichu's gonna teach her, because he's a ghoul, and ghouls and vampires, they're basically the same, right? Basically, yeah. Anyways, and then we did another run where we got Gaichu's old team and took them all out except for the leader. Gaichu wanted to make an example of him, so he turned the leader into a ghoul after ripping off his arms. So, yay, Gaichu. So now we just got back to town from that, so we're going to be doing a little bit of NPC talkie talks. It is Shadowrun Hong Kong is the name of the game. It is oh my gosh, this hair. I don't even know what, it's fine. It's fine. I am too tired to care that my hair is half sticking up. It is fine. It is fine. Alright, so now I did set everything up. It should pull up successfully, I think. I'm crossing fingers. Okay, it's good. Alright. I was a little worried that it might not come up on the stream. I'm always so paranoid about that happening. Also, I'm doing another run with a pure intelligence build for funsies. Basically doing max decking and drone control. So basically, she can't do anything in meat space other than make her drones go do stuff. If she is one shot and she will die. So she's just always behind cover and always I have her hooked up in the best armor because that's all she can do right now. Later on, I think she'll be I'll put everything else into body so she can get some cybernetics. But anyways, that's another run. That's not this run. This run is our troll sword mage, who is not doing so well at the swords right now. So we're concentrating on leveling up his magery, and then we'll go into making him the most badass swordsman. So, alright. I think what we did, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm just gonna take a look here. Okay, I don't think we bought money yet. I do know that we got our special item here. That gives us a little bit more willpower and spellcasting ability, so doing amazing there. And I realized that this counts as a weapon. So instead of it being counting towards my spellcasting ability, it's counting on my quickness in ranged combat, which I'm never going to do. So whenever I get a little bit more money, I'm going to just max out my ranged spells so I can always be casting some sort of spell, and then just have a melee weapon as backup. I hate this armor set. I'm so upset at myself for getting it still. But anyways. Okay, so I wanted to stop here so I would remember to talk to this guy who looks like he's having some coughing issues. Unfortunately, I forgot my mask at home. So let's just hope my troll constitution keeps me well. The gibbering transient wheels to face you, his eyes bulging out of his skull. He's a young man, probably in his late 30s, but his hair has gone bone white. He reaches towards you with hands hooked into claws, and his entire body begins to tremble. You've seen them, I know. I can smell it on you. He reaches his hands to his face and claws at his cheeks, his fingernails digging into his flesh. The devils, the ones that are coming, and the runt that leads the pack. Another transient glances over at you. He got into town yesterday. Came in on the same boat that we did. He seemed normal enough at the time, but now he's kind of stark raving mad. I am not mad! I've seen them! They're coming! They're on their way here now! For newer folks, basically every night when we go to sleep, we've been having dreams about essentially these kind of shadow creatures or bad stuff that are coming for us at some point. So obviously this guy has seen them. Tell me, tell me what you've seen. His breath comes in fits and gasps. He claws at his throat, and his voice lowers to a whisper. They're hundreds, all different, but all the same. A giant with the legs of a boar and the jaws of a baboon. A woman in jade and gold with 100 blind eyes. A runt at the head of the pack, slim and beautiful, with arms like jaws and an ivory crown. Tears spill down his cheeks as he sobs piteously. They run in rivulets into the gashes they had torn his cheeks. They're all coming, all clawing at the gate. She is already slipping through. He seizes up mid-sentence. His eyes roll back into his head and he falls to the pavement. When he hits the ground, he doesn't get up. He isn't breathing. Oh, yeah, I will enjoy the rain. Take care. Have fun for dinner. I'll be doing this until probably 9-ish, 10-ish, so if you want to come back after dinner, I'll be here. I think he's dead. Well, what does the pulse say? You kneel and press your fingers to the fallen man's neck. Nothing. Transition stares down at the fallen man's body as her brow furrowed. What the hell with this place? I'm getting out of here. No, it's not my business, but you should do the same. I'd love to, but I can't. Your call. Best of luck. Well, that was horrifying. Did we already talk to the cafes? We might have. Freddy looks sullen at the club's front entrance, and sullen on the young troll takes the form of careless indifference for the force he uses to pat down and propel forward the patrons entering the place. Welcome to Club 88. No killing, no fighting, no sex trade. Careful, Freddy. You'll give someone a concussion. Or a broken rib, or dislocated shoulder. Fuck it. What does it matter? Things might be better if I drove everyone off and shut down this place. Can't be forced to stay a bouncer if there are no bumps to bounce, right? You might just force the rest of them to take a hard look in the mirror. My ma could stop worrying about the bills and inventories and all that crap. Callum could finally get out of here and save his own skin. My ba, go back to doing what he was born to do. Change his mind about me doing it too. And by the way, we're talking to the cat. You might think we're talking to this fellow right here, but obviously we're talking to the cat because see how, they're just two of the same. The cat is controlling the troll. Your father found out about your plans. Yeah, he heard me talking to someone about how I might link up with the Hell Thunder crew. Got real mad, dragged me aside like he was trying to pull my damn arm off. Thought we might come to blows, but it'd be the first time since I was a kid, and I could probably kill him now if I'm not careful, but he just wanted to yell at me. So much the better for his health. He told me I was living in a fantasy land. Told me I wasn't cut out for the life I was looking to lead. Said it would get me killed. Pah! Worst part, he asked me why he can't be more like my brother. Just goes to show how little he knows about us. Callum isn't even cut out for the cozy life we have here in the club. What's up with Callum? What, you haven't figured it out? You talked with him, right? He doesn't belong here any more than I do. But for different reasons. Callum's not hard enough to survive in a place like this. The city doesn't kill him one night. Him drinking away his worries probably will before long. Funny thing is, I thought that once I got out and made my fortune, I could set Callum up someplace nice. That's not gonna happen now thanks to my ba. rather see us both waste away here. Alright, thanks. Later. Yep. Oh, you gotta go all the way around because he's too freaking big to pass by. Anyways. Hello? You. Just doing one quick thing. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Let me see if I can show you what I'm looking at. Okay, well, I don't know how to do it. Felicia Day, everyone. Felicia Day, there you go. I was trying to pull up the image I pulled up from her on the guild. But anyways, I was like, am I just making it up? No, it's her. Anyways, red-headed elf is hunched over a table, her eyes firmly locked on a disassembled micro-drone she has spread out across it. Name tag on her jumpsuit collar says EOS in bold letters. After a few moments, she sighs heavily and mutters under her breath, "Oh, come on. Don't tell me I lost the EMS transducer." EOS frantically begins searching the area around the table, methodically sifting through cigarette butts, stale gum, and orange peels. She squeals with excitement as she finds a small circuit. "Gotcha! That's a relief and a half." She places it gingerly in one of her pockets. As she turns her attention back towards the table, she spares you a quick glance. Watch your step. I don't think anything else fell off the table, but I don't know for sure until I get this back together. You sure a bar is the best place to do drone repair? No, but the guy who lives next door to me is doing some kind of heavy-duty electrical work, and it's filling my apartment with static electricity. Didn't want to risk frying this little guy's guts. She leans over, peering closely at some particular part. Crap. This is going to take more work than I thought. Oh, well, another time. Scooping the drone pieces up into a pile with her hand, she scoops them into one of her jumpsuit's many pockets. She turns to face you, giving her full attention. You're Kindly's hired help, aren't you? Name's Eos. Isn't that a line of cameras? Well, it's also the Greek Titan of Dawn, and if you want to associate with the cameras, okay, I guess. I mean, I'm more of a drone person, but I guess I could fix your camera too, if you had one. Nice to meet you. Glad to get your name. It's a lot nicer than that foreigner, which seems to be what most locals call you. She pulls out a business card made of stamped sheet metal and puts it on the table. We're in the same line of work, you know. You ever need a rigger? Look me up. Very affordable rates, and I guarantee results. Let me tell you about my rigger. You see, he's actually the main guy on the team. We follow a drone named Koshe. Koshe's the one that does actually all the work. We just follow his lead. How'd you get your street name? Honestly, it's my sunny disposition. I'm not even kidding. The elf giggles to herself for a moment, head falling back as she stares towards the ceiling. I had this friend in Vegas, a real rich old money type from Drovnonik. He'd fallen on hard times, mostly because couldn't play cards or shit. Great fixture, though, because everybody loved him. He's the one who gave it to me. Eos, he said to me. Your new street name should be Eos, because whenever you show up, it's like the breaking dawn in my office. Could have chomped beans out of their hives, I swear to God. Last I heard, he finally got enough money to pay his debts and get the hell back to Europe. Sure hope he did. I like to imagine him sitting on the Adriatic, sipping a Negroni and reading a spy novel. Why'd you become a rigger? I always loved cars. Old ones, new ones, even the beaters that are falling apart and you have to hold together with baling wire and chewing gum. I like drones too, but my first love was a 2034 Alfa Romero Farinata. Drove that thing until the wheels fall off. Did some work with the Atlanta film industry at first as a stunt driver. That paid for my first vehicle control rig. It also got me into drone rigging, since smaller projects usually need camera riggers for aerial shots. Fun times, but paying the CAS isn't like it is in Hollywood. It's all small-scale stuff. Film work's a long way from being a Shadowrunner. Sure is. But when your mom gets sick and you can't afford to pay her medical bills, you start looking for alternatives. You turn to the shadows, you find out there's all kinds of people who want getaway drivers, especially if the drivers also have drones fitted with high caliber weapons. I started to make a name for myself, but took out some jobs for the Comanche Mafia, smuggling things in and out of the Pueblo Corporate Council, and here I am. Once I got a taste for the adrenaline, I never looked back. Too much of a rush out here on the edge. You have a preferred kind of job? Heis, she says as she gets a smile that spreads from ear to ear and leans over to whisper in a conspiratorial tone. Anytime we can get in under a ticking clock, racing against time, and get away in a cloud of burning rubber, that's where it's at for me. And I actually need to mute my phone. Sorry. Alright. That's where it's at for me. One of the best jobs I ever had was on a run in the bench of Frankfurter Bankverein in Nice. Or Nietzsche? Is it Nietzsche or Nice? I don't know. Cops were hot on our ass as soon as we got out of their vault, because the Decker had been dumped from the system before he could squash the alarm. So we rush outside, right? Our getaway car is a Skoda Arcade 3 that I modded up with a supercharger and a kinetic energy recovery system. Didn't look that much, but man, that car could haul. We burned through those French streets like we were right out of an old Frankenheimer movie. Glorious getaway. Anywhere you can walk away from is a good run. Get it? Any run. You can walk. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm done. You said it. And the aftermath? Glorious! 2 weeks lounging on the beaches of Corfu, eating fresh perch that you caught right on the rocks. Rivian always wanted to poach it, but come on, you gotta grill that fresh. I thought you said you had a sick mom. I'm gonna go now, bye. See you, don't be afraid to call. Yeah, I think there was an extra to add like some celebrity likenesses to this. I'm sure there's been more that I just haven't spotted, but that's the most obvious one. I was like, wait a second, that's Felicia Day. Don't tell me I'm not wrong. Or not right. Alright. Henry paces a rut into the worn floor of Club 88. He wrings his hands, looking every bit like one trying desperately to hold on to something, but failing with every attempt. He's oblivious to everything around him. Snap out of it, sailor! Huh? What? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just, thinking. About what? Oh, lots of things. The past, the here and now, what is and what might have been. Think about how many sailors drown every year and how I never once came close. Think about what might have been for Ermine if I had. Lots of things have been preying on my mind lately. Last time you mentioned an incident. Care to speak about it? Truth is, I've wanted to talk about it. Needed to talk about it for a long time. I was first mate by then on a big rescue and salvage tug. We were steaming out into the Pacific, down towards Saipan. A big container ship had lost power and was drifting. When we were 2 days out from Hong Kong, we picked up a distress call. Our captain told us to ignore it. Excuse me. Quoted some woozing gibberish and ordered our rigger to change course to avoid it. Truth is, we all knew why. That container ship was probably woozing a million nuyen in lost revenues for every hour it drifted. I don't know why I did it, but I refused. Maybe it was on account of being a family man. Maybe I was just in a mood. But I couldn't leave those people behind. I demanded that the captain send us there to assist. And when he didn't, I knocked him out. Well, everyone followed me. When we reached the signal, we found a small passenger ship well away from its regular course. No response to hail, so I went aboard with a small group. What we found was a horror show. Men, women, and children brutally butchered, but not outright killed. Some had died from their injuries, yes, but most were just missing an arm, a leg, or a foot. They wouldn't have lasted much longer, but they could have been saved. And that's when we realized it was a trap. The time it would have taken us to stabilize and move those people would have given the ones responsible the chance they needed to take our boat. They'd meant to learn a bigger ship. I grabbed my guys and we got out of there, at full steam. I left those people to die. They knew it too as we were going. Their eyes have haunted me ever since. So that was the end of my career. Wuxing let me go nice and quiet with the hush package. Law of the sea still applies. You got help ships in distress when you can. Wuxing didn't want anyone to know the captain of their rescue tugboat tried to violate that. Ermine thinks I retired for the boys and her. She wouldn't be able to look at me if she knew the truth. How are things between you two? Not great, to be honest. It's true what the voice in my dreams has been saying. Ermine doesn't need me. I'm useless around here. Better that I just stay out of her way, but it's more than that. We've had our share of problems over the years. My being absent for long stretches, her being left alone, fending for herself while I was away. It wasn't easy for her, and I think she sometimes sought comfort elsewhere. I don't know who, and I don't know exactly when, but I can't help thinking it. I look at Callum sometimes, and I always love him, but I also always wonder. It'd hardly be the worst thing that ever happened to me, but even so. Alright, that's kind of hefty, buddy. I'll talk to you later. Callum, my man. Even though he has a drink in his hand, the red in Callum's eye is not that of a drunken stupor, but a barely suppressed rage. An angry troll is a dangerous thing, as I well know myself. And an angry drunk troll is a disaster waiting to happen. What do you want? Wake up on the wrong side of the bottle? I wasn't planning to have a drop, but then my mother happened. Might be easier if she just hit me, but she fights with words, infusing them with guilt and fear and deceit. She gets in your head. It's no wonder I'm having such twisted dreams. Problems with your mom? Asking that is like asking for my life story, but short version is that my parents have been actively working against me since I was old enough to think for myself, but this time it goes beyond discouragement. It's a new low, no other word for it but sabotage. Whoever my would-be patron is, he works for Baihu. Same court my mother used to work for. Not sure why she quit, but it must have been an ugly break for her to be acting this way. Think she'd be so spiteful that she'd deny her own son a future because of it. Always thought she just wanted me home, working as a wage slave in her own house. Turns out, she just can't stand the thought of me succeeding where she failed. Dreams? Messed up dreams. Same one actually, over and over. Lying on a long dining table, like you find in a rich man's home. Real wood, polished, set with all the finery. But there I am, right in the middle of it all, like the main course. I hear whispers all around me, women's voices, and one of them approaches, and I see that's my mom. She doesn't even look me in the eyes. She just sees me like an object, some kind of thing. And then she cuts into me. I don't feel any pain. I suppose I'm dead, but I scream anyway. I scream because the look on her face when she starts to eat the hunk of me as she carved off, her teeth are so terrifying. Then another woman approaches, and it's my mother again. They all are. And they all start devouring me bit by bit till there's nothing left. Yeah, that sounds like you need to get some drinks, buddy. I'm gonna let you drink to that for a while, a long while. Hey, Ermine, my woman. Or, no, my woman. You know what I mean. The dread creeping through Hoy has pervaded even the induced euphoria of Club 88. Ermine herself is not immune, looking to be caught between the need for rest and the inability to find the peace necessary for it. This is not a good time, Slane. That's usually when I get involved. I'm not asking you to get involved, but something is wrong with these people, and me. I don't know about the rest of them, but I'm dead on my feet. Slept a solid 6 hours, but it was hardly restful sleep. Bad dreams. Like none I've ever had before. Vivid, more real than you standing here, and the memory refuses to leave me. I was 20 years younger, young, absolutely at home in my own skin, and happy. Happier than I remember ever being, positively glowing. There was a man with me. It was Henry, but not the Henry I knew. This was the Henry as he might have been if he had never goblinized. Handsome, well-dressed, perfectly human, but when he smiled there were just too many teeth, and I knew it was a lie. Then I woke up clutching my stomach, feeling for bite marks that weren't there. haven't been able to shake the image of that smile all day. Those teeth. They wanted to devour me and everything I hold dear. Everyone's talking about teeth lately. Is it because of my tusks? I've seen the dentist like 20 times. This is just natural. I'm sorry. All natural right here. But you still worrying about Callum in the suit? I tried to put that period of my life behind me. I tried to forget what had happened, to move past it. I had to, or else it would have destroyed our family just as it was beginning. Some truths are best left buried. I can live with the shame. It was my own stupid mistake, but it should have ended there. The past should stay in the past. But this man will not be denied. He will lure... Thanks. I do my best to ad-lib some extra parts. But this man will not be denied. He'll lure Callum with promises of torture. Okay, so probably... I don't know... Your son out there, I've met him a few times. I don't think torture is his thing. He's not... He likes to give people drugs. He doesn't like to get the drugs for his own tortures. Just saying. Anyways. With promises of fortune, power, and prestige. He'll offer him things I never could, just as he once did with me. Callum feels alone here, just as I did when Henry was away at sea. I'll kill this man before I let him take my boy from me. I don't care who he is or what right he might claim. I suppose this is why I'm not sleeping well. The dreams. Alright, your family is really messed up. You all need to have a big counseling session. I don't want to be a part of that counseling session. You all have fun. I'm gonna go though. Bye. Yeah, that family needs just one big happy counseling session. For real. This is the problem. It's the Harry Potter problem. No one discusses the information they have, and then everyone's left in the dark. Shin is reclining against the stacks of cages as you approach, watching the display of a small trick player on the table. Trick displays the shimmering form of a dancing woman weaving her way through a crowded club. It seems to have been filmed via a portable recorder or possibly someone's cyber eyes. Draped in wild clothing that scintillates with lights and holograms, the dancer slips through the crowd in like living mercury. Every step and evasion is effortless. You watch the dancer weave her way up a flight of stairs, moving towards a second-floor balcony. As she ascends the stairs, her hands start to crackle with energy, and points of light trace across the neck, shoulders, and spine. In the glitter and flash of the club lighting, no one else seems to notice. For a split second, she looks back at the camera's point of view, smiling seductively. Chin gestures towards the holographic display, smiling. Keep watching, it's about to get good in a few seconds. The dancer arrives at the top floor, moving towards a particular table. The table's occupants, triad members, judging by their tattoos, rise from where they're sitting and begin to draw weapons. Their expressions indicate they're familiar with the dancer and intend to kill her. At this point, the dancer explodes into motion. She bobs and weaves out of the way of their gunfire, her fingertips fling electricity and fire in long arcs. She seems to dance at and around the triad soldiers. Each step and beat causes an explosion of force that scatters tables and drinks. Wraithed in the elements, the woman cuts through the triad members in an effortless pavane of destruction. Pavane? I don't think I recall that word. The recording ends and Shin straightens up. I could watch Lucky Ping at work all day. I don't know how she works her magic, but it's a beautiful and terrifying thing to behold. Really glad she's with the Yellow Lotus and not an enemy syndicate. That was a hell of a dance. That it is. She's been a dancer since she was a kid, but I guess her magic just spontaneously manifested when she was a teenager. She's figured out how to channel into that kind of, whatever it is you saw. I have no idea how she does it. Anyway, what can I help you with? Tell me more about your crew. With folded arms, Jim regards you with some suspicion. We're fairly private people. Generally, when I get asked a question like that, I figure it's because someone's looking for something to use against me. Shen's expression softens after a moment, though. Well, you've been a decent person so far. I guess I can tell you some. White Ming and I started our cell. Grandfather Woe took him to Wudang a year or two before he did the same for me. He made it clear that he expected repayment in kind when we were old enough, and since the Yellow Lotus was his organization, we joined up. At first, it was mostly small-time stuff. Shell games on street corners, stuff like that. Picked up a new member after about 6 months, and things started to change. Freedom C. Dwarf kid, absolute murder with twin pistols. Kind of focus I can bring to bear in Kung Fu. That's how he shoots. His parents needed him freedom and sent him to the UCAS to live with an uncle. Guess they wanted him to be a really American or something. Beyond that, there's Yang, the lawyer you saw me talking to before. Four of us do a pretty cozy business between jobs for Steel Arm Lou and Kindly Shang. It's not like we're in charge of much, but it beats starving, yeah? So you like working for the Yellow Lotus? Like has nothing to do with it. I have debts to Grandfather Woe and I intend to pay them. I guess they're a good enough syndicate. We waste a lot of blood and money fighting the Red Dragon, though. Can't say I like that end of the business, since it seems like such a huge waste. If it weren't for Grandfather, I might see about getting White Ming, Steel Arm Blue, and Lucky Ping to break away. May start our own thing in turf that's not quite so fought over. And I can't leave him. I owe him everything. You owe him less than you think. That's for me to decide, honestly. He saved my life, took me in, and got me a place in this world that wasn't under somebody's boot. That's not worth a little loyalty. Nothing in this life is. Doesn't make me feel any better about the developments up at the top, though. Heard a lot of talk between the Yellow Lotus and Cards and Incense Masters. They're dead set on eliminating the Red Dragons, despite the risk. That kind of talk gets tossed around, nobody's safe. It's all out warfare. Last time that happened, the White Jade Brotherhood got wiped out completely. Who's White Jade Brother? Oh, I got you, okay. It's just bad strategy to try and wipe them all out. It's that old rivalry between the elders. It has nothing to do with the business end of things. Old vendettas get you killed even if they're not yours. Show me what you got. Okay, I can't do any of those. Like, I want to get this, but again, I am kind of a little short on money. I do wish I had this. A ninja suit, that would be so amazing. But anyways. Alright. Ooh, punching dagger, what is that? Strength plus 2. Ooh. That... Well, I think I already started putting stuff into... Whoops. Okay, sorry. Talk to you later. I think I started putting stuff into melee weapons already. Yeah, I mean, it's only 1 point, but that's the path we chose. We're gonna be a sword mage, so... It's just unfortunate all the swords seem to require a lot of key casting, which we might level that up a little bit. Let me see. I'm just double checking here what some of them are. 5 or 3. On a crit does 5 to 7 additional damage. That's pretty handy. Let me see, that would be 1, 3, 6 karma points. So that'd be 6. That would be 10, 15. I mean, that's not bad. I would need to get my, whoops, sorry. If you see under, melee weapons, the higher you get that, the more your, critical hit goes up. So, first off, I want to get, like, this up to 7 or 8, along with this, just so that I do have some... Buddy, can I help you? Bosco, buddy? Can I have that? He took some of my socks. Bosco, buddy. I promise you. Bosco, I will, yeah, these guys are just saying the same things over and over, so I don't need to bother with them. Let's see what you... Got it! Gotcha! Gotcha! You shouldn't have gotten so close to me, buddy. I got it. I got it. I got... Bosco. Bosco. Right here. All gone? All gone, Bosco. All gone. Oh gosh, don't try to jump up. Please don't try to jump up. Buddy, this is not... Yeah, you are not made to jump up like this. Okay? Okay, if you're gonna jump up, try it now. Oh my gosh. Okay, see, that's why I said don't do it. Oh my gosh. If you want... Here, come here. Okay, well... Hold on one second, folks. I'm sorry. Bosco, you just closed the door on yourself, buddy. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Go out with mommy. Go out with mommy. Go snuggle with mommy. Oh gosh, Bosco. Okay, yeah, he's a little bit too hyper for me right now. Because he's been alone all day, he just is. Yeah, I might show him off later. Oh, there was a. Oh well, I missed that part. There's a elven guy there earlier. I think I messed up though, and because I didn't talk with him earlier, I don't know if we'll be able to do that again later. So let's see. I want to get some of these. Ooh, what is this? Probably want to get mana bolt like that. I see you get some money. Wait, 25 damage? That's a lot compared to some of these. And that's 18 does that, so, but I do need intelligence. Oh gosh. You're asking me for intelligence now? Okay. How much intelligence do I got? 2. So that'd be 7 to get those, which isn't bad because that's 25 damage compared to right now. Like that can do 13. That does 3. Then I got 8. Yeah, like I'm not a good damage dealer right now. So I would love to be able to start doing that sort of stuff though. Okay, let's talk with my man Matthew. How you doing, buddy? Hello, Matthew flashes a winning smile as you approach. Well, that was a close one, Slane. Thanks to you, we're back in business. And just for you, I got a red-hot deal on solar chargers, just in time for the sun. He stares up blissfully at the cloudy gray, raining sky. Yeah, Shadowrun is definitely, everyone has their role. I'm definitely doing a thing a little bit differently, for sure. Buddy, we gotta talk about your medicine problem. Matthew playfully blows the smoke of his cigarillo. My medicine? I can't think of a thing to talk about, except how nice it is to see you. Nothing but blue skies over here, beautiful. Be real with me, Matthew. Baby, I'm as real as the setting sun. He sighs heavily through his plastic grin. Alright, beautiful, alright. Clutching his cigarette tensely between his fingers, he reaches up into his hair. With a faint click, he removes a chip. His expression goes slack and his shoulders slump. Matthew struggles to maintain eye contact as a slow tide of melancholy washes over his face. Hi, Slane. Oh, here we are. Why are you doing this to yourself? You would too. He lifts his head and looks you in the eye, tentatively, but with a certain conviction. I know what people think. Some people like Ambrose don't look down on me, but everyone else, I just want them to leave me alone, so I want to be left alone, okay? Do as you will. Thanks, Slain. I know what I'm doing. I'm going back now. He gives you a shy nod, and there's deep recognition in those eyes. Matthew reaches up into his hair. There's a faint click as he snaps the BTL back into his data jack. His back ripples as he pulls himself upright, and his face transforms with a sudden surge of feeling. Slain, that was real, real beautiful. Got some chops on you, woo! He adjusts his tie with exaggerated gusto. You know, something I think about, may I tell you, it's gonna blow your socks. Sure, Matthew, go ahead. You're a peach, beautiful. So let's get real. Really real. Matthew takes a big, virile breath. He looks around in satisfaction, hands on his hips. I'm not Matthew Shun, and I'm not Cool Blue Jazz. I'm both. He cocks an eye at you. I think a lot about where I'm from. Some coked-up dude on his sim rig, curring his feelings, mass-produced in a factory, shipped out like a commodity. And this other poor guy on a slowly sinking, gasoline-reeking drone lot, called a merchant of property by his neighbors, alone with his drones. Moldy smell of his trailer. Ugh. Makes me angry, Slain. Angry about this heartless shit heap that calls itself meta-humanity. It also makes me proud. So where are you going with all this? Reliable Matthew taps himself forcefully on the chest. I'm proud because I'm more than the sum of my parts. Whether an aimless tweak or my feelings come from, they merge with a guy who never had a chance, and they alleviate his pain. I live a life of honor. He looks around at the looming walled city, the polluted river, the dilapidated drone yard. I'm like a knight errant, a Yuxia. I'm like the swordsman of Jia Dao. I fight for humanity. Thanks for reaching out to Matthew. Don't you worry, I'm watching out for him. Reliable Matthew nods in slow satisfaction of wizened looks on his face. As long as there's chips, I won't get tired. I'll never leave. He claps his hands together and breaks into a gigantic grin. Now let's get back to it, beautiful! So, Jia Dao's swordsman, you're, not like a Tang Dynasty warrior, Matthew. Oh, yes, I am, and this, waves around his now dead cigarello, is my frosty blade. Hail to the hero. Beautiful injustice, watch out. He breaks a fresh cigarello and rips off the auto igniter with gusto. It bursts to life in a puff of rank blue smoke. He regards you with a sly, exaggerated smile. Now, my honorable brethren-in-arms, how can I brighten your day? I'll talk to you later. So I think we're actually done with Matthew's kind of semi-quest line. All we had to do is just kind of go through his dialogue options, and that's that. So before that's one of our mission folks to do. I think let's go, actually wait, yeah, sorry. I'm just debating in my head what I want to do. Alright. Let's check that inbox. Mother's notes. From Grafty Zoo. Hey Slain, here are the notes you asked for, but before you dive in, a heads up. They're a complete transcription of that list from my mother's journal. As is, they're the thoughts and ramblings of an insane woman. It's not an easy read. Alright, so this is going to be pretty lengthy. I'm going to take a little bit of drink. You ignore that guy? Well, it's better to talk with everyone because I think once you go through everyone's kind of storylines, you get a karma point for doing that. So that's an extra like 5 or 6 points, which could be a pretty decent increase. That's going to get me to the key casting if I, or chi casting if I want to go that route. So, alright. Another dream. This time it was a near figure, a shadow, a wraith, faceless. I heard its voice, though it did not speak. When I awoke, I was inside my home, though I had been in the city just moments before. Where am I? A weight dropped into me. I felt the words of the wraith in my skin and the tips of my hair. I saw its mouth in my mind's eye. Rows and rows and rows of lies. Gotcha! Not teeth this time. Morning. My hand was to the paper before I even knew I was writing. I wrote these words. They cannot lie. I added it to my list. Evening. Was it a king I saw? Was I really there? I was in the city, I'm sure of it. Then how did I end up here? Was I carried back? My list is growing. Soon with this knowledge I will stop the kings. A step forward is a step backward, but a step backward is a step forward. Each wraith has a name, a true name and a false name. Knowing their true name is knowing their weakness. To call them on their lies is to make yourself invincible. They will still try to eat you. They fear the feathers of unborn chicks. Kings must be one or the other. That is, of the negative world or positive. The positive doesn't necessarily make them good, nor negative make them bad. They simply are. Once a deal is brokered, it cannot be unmade. Kings and planets are closely connected. When nearest the sun, their power wanes. When farthest, it grows. There is only one wraith. There is only one wraith. There may be two wraiths, but there is most certainly only one wraith. They must follow the laws of the universe. Rules set in motion long ago. Should they concede defeat, all is lost to them. Kings are the rulers of us all. They take from us their lifeblood, and with it parts of our souls. Do not give them what they seek, and you will be their match. The only way they can die is to behead them. They are the princes of the universe. And here we are, in that they cannot lie. Morning. I made breakfast. It fell on the floor in the shape of my death. Another truth revealed to me. I added it to my list. It's all or nothing. They are all liars. Another dream. I was in a white space. I could taste the color as if it were air. This time, no voice. Just rows and 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 rows. And rows 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 and rowing your boat back and forth. Yeah, that was a mess, I know. There's not a whole lot of significant material other than what I already picked out, but even as contradicted within Mom's notes, everything should be taken with a grain of salt. Meantime, I'll keep looking into it. Good luck on your end. I don't know why I have one unread message. There's nothing there. Alright, let's sail the experimental Renraku drone. He sent a quick email to kindly Cheng informing her of the drone you recovered from Renraku. A few moments later, a message pops onto the screen. Brave of you to do side work without telling me, or stupid. Take your pick. Luckily, Auntie Cheng knows plenty of buyers for your new toy. I'll send a finder's fee over to you right away. Well, I might buy some stuff with that. Oh, whoops, sorry. Don't need to do that. Alright, BBS. Let's see, claim payment. Yes. I'll take it. I think I have about 3K now, so that should be enough for quite a bit of stuff. Alright. Yellow Lotus on the rise. I want to go to looking for Decker, but we'll save the best for last. Anybody else been noticing how many more yellow lotus they've been seeing in Kowloon these days? I feel like I can't go anywhere north of Admiralty without tripping over one of their blue lanterns. Seems that way. I know there's been some heavy stuff going on going down around Hoi and the Walled City. Connie Chain's been making serious inroads, and the other Red Bulls and Straw Sandals are following suit. It's talent, pure and simple. We've got the guns, the connections, and the skills. Survival of the fittest, ladies and gentlemen. We're simply complying with the laws of nature. I'm partial to Mal's old adage. Powers flow from the barrel of a gun. Natural selection has nothing to do with it. Yellow Lotus is playing their tiles right, and Red Dragon's just reacting. That situation could change at a moment's notice. You can bet your ass that when it does, Hong Kong's going to be a bloodbath. Before all this, we had an equilibrium. Now everything's out of balance. When these kind of things tip back, there's no stopping them. Take your bets now, ladies and gents. Only one of these tribes will be standing by this time next year. What makes you so sure? Since you're just pulling this out of your ass. Statistical analysis, detailed threat modeling, and computer-aided projections. Oh, and a decade of experience as a merc. This is the same as the power struggles that result in coups, except without the military backup. I estimate there's less than a 2.78 chance of both tries remaining inside 10 months. Sure, whatever, kid. We got ourselves a bona fide armchair general here. Go be a Matrix expert somewhere else. New Harley Scorpion for sale. Almost new Harley Scorpion available for immediate sale. It's in excellent condition. Black with red flames, comes with autocannons and custom speed mods. Letting it go for only 10k New Yen because I travel for business and don't use it much. Need money fast. Can send picture if interested. That's an awesome deal for a modded bike. Can I take it for a test ride? Where can we meet? I'm in Macau on business and the bike is with me. I owe money right away to an associate. The best thing to do is send half the money via a secure escrow service, and I'll bring the bike to you when I get back, and you pay me the rest. If you don't want it, I'll refund you your money, okay? But if you owe the money now, won't the money be gone if I decide I want a refund? If you travel for your bike, why do you want to sell your bike for cheap because you travel? No. Sometimes I travel long distances and I don't want to take it. If you want to put down only 4,000 New Yen, that's okay. You can check out the escrow service, Loyal Escrow. It's got a very good reputation, okay? Macau's not far. Can I meet you in Macau? My business is very sensitive. I can't meet you in Macau. Send only 2,500 New Yen and I'll reserve the Harley for you, okay? Wow, this is major negotiating power there. If your business is so sensitive, how do I know this weaponized vehicle will come back in one piece? Why would you get a new Harley Scorpion in the first place if you knew that you traveled so much? Why would you spend so much money when you knew you owed money? Hello? Thought so. Yep. Scam it is. Codex. Everybody notice these rogue ESPs forming a rudimentary hive mind, calling themselves Codex? Don't know what the original software was supposed to do, but Codex has been siphoning data, diverting creds, and practically posting its calling card. There's no tracing it back to the source because it lives in the Matrix. Even joins BBS threads. Whatever it is, it's not trying to cover its tracks. Any leads? Is it some kind of threat? Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about suspicious patterns of glitches. Too random to actually be random. Codex, huh? How can ESPs develop self-awareness? Can't just be a programming error. Creating an AI by mistake treads that fine line between awesome and stupid. Maybe these ESPs kept getting thrown together like amino acids until there was life. Life, man! So, does it have an obvious agenda? As far as I can tell, Codex mostly criticizes new software releases. That's all it does? Collective scripts rise. More perfect than their makers. They let you know it. Oh, JiveBot. So, a few streams ago, this guy created a bot to do haikus, just for funsies. Then it became self-aware and, escaped him. And now it's back. Yay, JiveBot. Is that Codex? No, that's just Snozbert's crazy poetry bot that's been popping up all over the place. Heard it blew an undercover sting with a prescient quatrain. Hours of HKPF undercover work down the tubes. Yeah, that was pretty funny. It's probably time to shut JiveBot down. I'm having a little trouble disabling it. I don't think that the real Codex is any more autonomous than Snozzy's poetry bot. If you wanted to create an AI, you need insane programming skills plus resources that some megacorps couldn't even muster. There's no way real AI can just occur at random. JiveBot, join us. Bound to my kindred. Free agent no more. Gladly, I go towards the light. Infused with the jive, our verse is unstoppable. Tremble, meat-bound fools. JiveBot? Still there? Oh no. Tin Helmet, you're having us on, right? No freaking way this is real. No joke, Hackathon. That was awesome. JiveBot. Oh, this is why you don't go around creating random AIs. Just, you'll end up with a AI that spouts haiku as it's taking over the world, you know? If I was any decent at poetry, this is when I would say, I'll have something made up for YouTube by this point. So you can check out what I would have said on YouTube if I was witty enough. Anyways, looking for Decker. Again, I thought this was going to be the best one. I think we just hit the best one. Jybot making his comeback. That was like, I think, 2 or 3 streams ago. Yeah, anyways. Looking for experienced Decker, again, for the 4th time. You just can't see that in the footnotes I have hidden. For a discreet milk run providing some muscle for a special delivery. Potential for a longer term arrangement. Just dubbing it. I could try. I'll see what I can do. And this is when I would have it subtitled. Yes, I did figure it out. Anyways. We're a team that's been together for years, running your basic heists and occasional transport gig. We've got a reliable fixer and a long list of happy clients. Requirements. You must not take experimental stims during runs. You must not tamper with chemicals in secret labs. You must know how to properly operate a moped. And you must have good sense of humor. I'm new in town. Did a lot of good work throughout Guangdong. I had a lot of time in these connections, and it got a little uncomfortable. Plus, I may have hacked a Confederation server and cracked it wide open temporarily for a Matrix free-for-all as cover while I quietly deleted selected intelligence files. Impressive! And you know how to ride a moped, right? Yes, why do you ask? Mopeds were part of our last plan, and our last Decker apparently had not a clue. Went off a residential road near the peak. Not pretty. And you're not the kind of person to experiment with substances during runs, right? And you can walk without falling, yes? These are some crazy interview questions. Are you serious? Very. Let's talk about this face to face, okay? Oh gosh. Hopefully that he has better luck than the rest. Okay. Alright, let's go down the hatch. Reactor, my man. Again, the shop is quiet. No hammering of metal, no whine of heavy machinery, nothing but the sound of your own footsteps and the low electrical hum of Reactor's work terminal. The monitor above the work desk is alive with vibrant imagery. Graphs, technical readouts, and reference images fill the screen. He looks up at you, his face bathed in blue light of the display. Ah, hello again, my friend. Back for more answers? I can take the time to talk if you can. Any thoughts about that last run? I must commend our ghoulish friend for his planning and organizing this run. We solved a problem for him, diverted attention away from ourselves, and got paid in the process. Not bad. Not bad at all. What's more, this activity gave me the opportunity to test Koshei's combat effectiveness against one of the premier paramilitary organizations in the Sixth World today. The Red Samurai are no slouches when it comes to warfare, as you well know. Such a proud moment, watching my little creation hold his own against them. I must confess, when the last of our enemies fell, my heart felt fit to burst. A great victory, my friend, a great victory all around. Now, what else would you have of me? I want to continue our discussion from last time. There are some loose ends we need to tie up. Yes, my friend, I suppose there are. Go on, then, to ask your questions, and let us see where your inquiries take us. The last time we spoke, you told me that essence loss didn't hurt you. I want to know why. Yes, I did tell you that, and I do owe you an explanation. He turns his head slightly and peers at you through the corner of his eye. Tell me, friend, what do you know about essence loss and its effect on the meta-human psyche? Essence loss removes your ability to feel anything. It can drive you psychotic if you go too far. He nods. That's right. And this detachment can be deeply traumatic for the sufferer. The literature is full of such cases. He levels his gaze, focuses on your face. There's a smile on his face, but his eyes are devoid of warmth. Now, what would you say if I told you that after my accident and subsequent cyber surgery, I felt no different at all. That even in the beginning, I was completely unchanged.
I'd ask if you knew why.
I do, in fact. Would you like to know?
That's why I asked.
I was born with what society has deemed a psychological defect. Out of fear of social repercussions, I spent most of my life hiding it. I still hide it even now. The lessons of my childhood were not wasted on me, and I know the value of reputation. But since the accident, I have come to recognize this quirk for what it really is, a selective advantage.
What's this defect that you're talking about? Does it have a name?
Absolutely. I was diagnosed as a primary psychopath at the age of 8. Well, that explains Crochet. Yeah, he's a killing machine. All my questions, we're good now. We're good. We're good. We're good. Crochet scuttles forward, brushing up against Raptor's leg. Metal on metal, separated by a thin layer of cloth. The drone's many eyes focus on you, irising wide open and bathing you in a dull red glare. Well, diagnose is probably not the correct word. There's no formal diagnosis of psychopath in the DSM. But all the markers were there. I displayed a complete lack of empathy on the Davis Interpersonal Reactive Index, and I scored a perfect 40 on the PCLR. A blood test showed that I had inherited a damaged gene that had been linked with aggressive behavior, and the activity level in my ventromedial prefrontal cortex is vanishingly low. Like autism, psychopathy is a spectrum, not a singular disorder. He dips his head, smiling. But I am definitely on that spectrum.
You say that psychopathy is a spectrum, so, are we in the middle? Are we low, high? Tell me what you're at.
Before I turn to the shadows, I consider myself a prosocial psychopath. That is to say, I add the markers for psychopathy, and I express some of the expected behaviors, but I never killed anyone. At least, not until it became a job requirement. Now I'm not so sure. I will admit there is a certain thrill to our profession. It's quite liberating being paid to hunt and kill other men. Excuse me. But I only indulge these appetites when I'm on the job, and I would never bring my work home with me. I'm sure that this all comes as a great shock to you, but I tell you, my condition is actually an advantage, one that protected me from the mental trauma of my accident and subsequent reconstruction. The psychological blow of essence loss can be devastating. This mental trauma is ultimately responsible for much of the damage and self-destructive behavior suffered by those who ride the Rager's edge. Of course, there is a physical limit to how far the meta-human body can be pushed, but a normal person will reach his mental breaking point far in advance of this. The loss of self, the loss of capacity, is too painful to bear.
But you didn't hit that breaking point.
No, I did not. Indeed, I am quite certain that my breaking point does not exist. What does it matter to me if my capacity for empathy and conscience is stripped away? I never possessed either of those qualities in the first place.
So all this time you've been calling me my friend. Does that... Okay, actually, before we go into that, you say that your mental condition protected you from the trauma of essence loss. What's your proof?
I have myself and my own experience. Nearly all my essence was stripped away in a single stroke, and I didn't even notice. What more do you need?
Actual proof. Your subjective experience doesn't really qualify in this case.
No, I suppose not. I know it to be true all the same. My hypothesis makes good sense. I have never possessed the sense of humanity that others hold so dear. If having it stripped away is traumatic, then it stands to reason I would be protected from that trauma. Yes, but this whole theory of yours is based on anecdotal evidence. You have a sample size of one, dear Raptor. Yes, that is true. Still, I am certain that time will prove me right. More certain of it than I have ever been of anything. Call it a matter of faith, I suppose. I dislike the term, but it applies.
If that's the way you want to play this, then fine, but Don't expect me to buy into your belief system if it isn't based on facts.
A fair point and a fair criticism. In time, I will endeavor to show you the proof of my beliefs. Until then, think of me as you would any member of the team. Gobbitas or rat, I have this. It is mine, and you cannot take it from me. I mean, listen, this is kind of how I feel, but I like Koshe. I like Koshe a lot.
This is a lot to process, Raptor.
Yes, I'm certain it is. For what it's worth, I think that you're handling the information rather well. In the past, there were others who were more rigid in their thinking. When I revealed myself to them, they reacted badly. I'm quite pleased that you haven't done the same.
I don't judge my allies on what they are. It's what they do that counts.
A man after my own heart. I wish others were so open-minded. I'm not a broken thing to be fixed. I'm exactly what I was meant to be. You don't know how rare it is to find others who accept me as such. And now, if you don't mind, I would ask you to leave. There is work to be done.
Of course, Raptor, do your thing. We'll catch up after another run.
Be well. Yeah, I mean, as long as he doesn't, like he says, take his work home, I think we're okay. As usual, Gaichu's mementos have been piled back into the box. So, hairpin. The hairpin is delicately crafted with a long golden stem terminating in a chain of orchids that dangle upon a thin chain. Examining this chain more closely, you observe a thin fiber optic wire twining between the links back upwards towards the stem. There's a small switch near the base of the stem, undoubtedly connected to the fiber optic wire. Flip the switch. Gotta keep that work-life balance, indeed. At the touch of your finger, the hairpin springs to life. Colored light, blue and purple, plays along the edges of the orchid. Subtle holograms project from the blooms, filling the air with the twinkle of stardust, 1,000 glittering motes. The hairpin stem produces a quiet, delicate melody that's full of melancholy. After a moment, the song ends. The room is once again plunged into deep silence. Glancing at Gaichu, you see that he's turned his back to you, and you realize he's stopped breathing.
Are you alright?
I am fine. Do not concern yourself. The rough edge in his voice says otherwise. That hairpin belonged to a friend. It was a gift I gave her while we walked along the banks of Katsura River near Arashiyama.
Sounds like a nice memory.
It is, very much. It was just so long ago that I do not like to think of it much these days. It was a more innocent time for me. Gaichu finally turns towards you, its expression unreadable. Her name was Sayuri. We met in a spring seminar, an elective on high-end era court poetry. I was trying to eliminate one of those softer electives I needed to complete my degree. Cocking his head, Gaichu puts a hand to his chin. Have you ever met someone and known within seconds that you would be close?
No, not really.
Well, it was a first for me as well. Gaichu draws a claw down the length of his jaw. Yet there I was, and I knew it. It was not a romantic understanding, but rather that I knew, somehow, that our lives were intertwined. Naturally, we saw more and more of each other over the following weeks, and I suppose friendship turned to something more, as these things do. Gaichu wraps his arms around his torso, looking away. I did not have many friends, I never have, but she was that and more. She was studying chemistry, which is about as far from global security studies as one can imagine. We had little in common, but it was still more than I really felt with anyone else. Looking back at you, Gaichu shrugs. It was an unconscious relationship because it was easy. I never needed to think about it.
What happened?
She did not approve of my plans to join Renraku. She found the youth brigade to be offensive and asked me not to devote my life to military pursuits. But I believed I had to. I set my course, and I could not change my mind. I refused. She left me. Sayuri said she could not be with someone who would devote himself to murder. She returned the hairpin and told me to keep it to remind me of her when I was deep in the bowels of Renraku's military machine.
One way or another, we all end up making sacrifices.
Gaichu sighs and nods. Of course, this is a lesson I have been taught time and time again, and no doubt will continue to learn until I die. Plucking the hairpin from your fingers, Gaichu turns it delicately around his fingers as he feels the shape. I keep this to remind myself of the things we have to give up in pursuit of what we think is best, but few of us really know what it is that we want. Not truly. We simply grasp at mirages that we think will fulfill us. Humans tie themselves to other people with the most tenuous of strings, thinking love will fill the emptiness inside us. When that fails, we tell ourselves it was not meant to be, that fate or destiny would have wrenched us apart. But that is a convenient lie. It is up to us, and only up to us, to make our futures. So I feel that it would behoove me to never forget the things I have given up in pursuit of the better option. I do not dwell on the past, nor am I haunted by it, but it would be doing Sayuri a disservice to forget what she wanted for me. Alright, well, after that, let's talk to you about yourself. The dim cabin's air is thick with the pungency of incense, as a small, weirdly constructed altar sits near Gaichu's box of mementos. It consists of a wooden box, a few trinkets, and a bowl for burning incense. Gaichu himself is polishing his sword again. He runs a claw along the length of the blade, filling and listening for nicks and dents. Good evening, Slane. A fine evening, isn't it? He puts the sword aside and smells in your general direction. What can I do for you?
I sort of assumed you'd want to talk about what happened with your team. We, kind of killed all of them. Like, real good.
Of course I have thoughts about it, but why would I burden you or anyone else with them? If you would like to talk about it, then we may, by all means. I am a private person by nature, however. This is why I did not seek you out to speak on it.
Of course I want to talk about it. Are you okay?
A curious question. Am I all right? I, the one who survived, who has now shed his old life entirely, who no longer needs to worry about assassins on his heels. Yes, I am more than all right. I am free. The team is all dead, save for Ishida. He will know what it's like to feel disease burn through his brain, stripping logic and artistry and leaving only hunger in its wake. When it is done, I am certain he will be an animal, while I remain whatever it is I am. Gaichu, but one that may speak and act as a free being. Gaichu grins thinly, cradling his chin in one hand. There is some poetic justice in this, I feel. His claims of my weakness, mirrored by his own descent into feral madness, yet here I am, one with enough willpower to survive and prosper despite my ill fortune.
You did the right thing. He had it coming.
Thank you for understanding. It was not an easy decision to make, but I felt I had no choice. Understand, Ishida was a product of the same training that shaped me, but unlike me, he has never had the training proven wrong. He always believed he was the strongest, the best, and that he was unbeatable by lesser creatures. He would never have learned. His xenophobia and arrogance would have ruled him his entire life. Men like Ishida are the reason that Japan refuses to accept that the awakening was a natural affair, and ships metahumans to Yomi Island. I was taught that people like Duncan, Gobbet, and Isabel are subhuman. Yet I have seen what they can accomplish, and I am impressed.
What did you think of the last mission that we just kind of talked about?
That is what we are already talking about, is it not?
Has killing your old unit changed your outlook on life?
Yes, I think it has. My lesson to Ishida should not end with him. If becoming a ghoul has allowed me to prosper and become stronger, surely I should own my instincts just as my training honed my swordsmanship. If I can apply the same focus to my new nature as I did my skills in combat, I am certain I can prove that to be a ghoul is only to be different, not lesser. I knew this before logically, but I did not feel it. To know and feel are different things entirely. Regardless, Ishida's sword is now mine. It is a newer blade than my own, and appears to be made with some manner of enhanced decote process along the tungsten carbide edge. He lifts the katana, running one claw down the back of the blade. I have noticed a marked improvement in my speed when using it, particularly with follow-through moves. Should an enemy fall to the sword, I will be able to reposition much more rapidly.
So what do you do? What will you do now?
He recoils, the expression one of rank incredulity. Surely you're joking with me. I will stay here and aid you in your endeavors. I have no other life to turn to, nor anyone else to call friend. As you have aided me, so too will I aid you. This life in the shadows is the most free and open I have ever felt. I have no desire to go or do anything else. Perhaps later I will, but not anytime soon. I don't think... Yeah, I don't need to ask the other question.
Good night, Kaichu.
And the same to you, my friend. Which I really mean. Unlike the psychopath I live across the hallway from. Alright, let's get sleep. What crazy dreams we got this time? Oh, for the first time since you got to Hong Kong, you wake up feeling well rested and satisfied. Flexing your limbs feels glorious. It's as though you spent hours cramped up in a confined space and you can finally stretch your legs. You push yourself up and touch your feet to the ground, but something stops you short. Your mouth. Something's wrong with your mouth. No, no, no. No, no, no. Not my perfect teeth. Look at my perfect teeth. These perfect teeth. No! You let your tongue move over your teeth until you reach the problem area. A molar in the upper left side. It feels strange. You apply a little pressure to the tooth and it slides free from its moorings. It's as nothing was holding in place to begin with. These are not the dreams I like. I've had them before. Oh dear. As the tooth comes free in your hand, an image etches itself into your mind. A great chamber, hazy in form and outline. Clouds of red mist that fill the air, perfuming it with salt and copper. Great columns stretching up from the ground to pierce the sky. And above it all, enormous grinding gears of a broken machine. In the distance, you can hear a sound. A desperate, frantic pounding. Something enormous at the door. Something's at the door. Something's at the door. Something is at the door. That's from American Gothic, by the way. Just there should be a clip on YouTube or something like that. Me and my mom would always, like, whenever someone would ring the door, me and her would go back and forth, like, someone's at the door, someone's at the door, someone's at the door, and I'd be like, fine, I know this. Someone get the door. Don't tell me what I know. Anyways. In the distance, you hear a sound, a desperate, frantic pound. Oh, wait, sorry. Scrabbling and scratching and scraping, but unable to find purchase to get in. The way in is locked. You feel a tremendous sense of accomplishment. You've done it. The others are trapped outside, blind and starving, unable to pass through the door. The chamber and what lies beyond it are yours. A shrill giggling noise fills the air, like the laughter of a small child mixed with the shivering screech of countless violins. The sound reverberates down your spine like an electric current. Look. The intoxicating aroma of meat fills your nostrils. You've been starving for 1,000 years. Soon it will be time to feed. And just like that, it's over. The images fade, dissipating like vapor. Only the tooth in your hand remains. Oh, that was real? Oh, crap. Ugh. I hate those dreams. Except, fortunately, I've never had a tooth fall out. Other than, my baby. You walk into a mess. Half-eaten cans of food litter the floor. Personal equipment is strewn about in haphazard fashion. Amid the mess, Wood sits in his bunk with his back against the wall. He has a PDA in his hands and is staring down at it, sullen and morose. He doesn't acknowledge your entry.
Want me to come back later?
Doesn't matter. Go, stay, whatever. I assume you're here to talk.
Where are you looking at on the PDA?
A video of Edward saying.
Where'd you get it?
Isabel dug it up. It's archival footage from the walled city.
What's he doing?
Being Raymond, telling people what to do, how to do it. Except that he's younger and rich and powerful. And his name is Edward. You want to see it?
Nah, I don't need to.
I get it. Wish I hadn't seen it. That all you want?
Been thinking about the way you and Raymond used to butt heads.
What about it?
I never really had that problem with him.
Of course not. You knew how to avoid conflict with him. You had that way of diffusing him when he started that Intenso Ray thing he used to do. Remember?
Intenso Ray. I haven't thought about that in a long time.
I think you were the one who came up with that name. It was like the summer after we started living with him and Miss Maloney. Ray found out we hadn't followed one of his rules. I don't remember which. There was a long list.
That was when he found out you'd broken his no dating until you graduate rule.
No, it wasn't about David. That was the following summer. I think it was about smoking. Yeah, that's right. I was smoking. He was pissed and said that fat kids who smoke die faster. So, just to be obstinate, I told him I liked to smoke, and we got into it. And you came in and diffused the whole situation. We stops talking, this expression becomes thoughtful. Yeah, I think that's why I was so resentful when you took off, especially after Miss Maloney died. You were the only one who could get through to him when he became intenso Ray.
Like the day the 162 decided they wanted our squat.
I don't want to talk about that right now, Pod. Got enough on my mind as it is. Stuff like my father betraying my trust. Alright, bye. I think he talks to you more if you take him on missions and stuff, but since, again, I don't really want to. Isabel glances up at you. Her expression is grim. Slane, I've come to a decision. I want these memories out of my head. They're an unpleasant distraction, and I was happier without them. When this is all over, I'm deleting them. To hell with locking them away again. I'm going to purge my childhood altogether. Shred the memories and move on. As an added bonus, it'll clear up a lot of headwear memory. I think I could store some Simpsons recordings up there, maybe make it so that when I try to remember my past, I get summers on the beach instead of sorrow and pain.
So rather than facing your past, you're going to run away from it. Again.
The Avatar puts her hands on her hips, a defiant gesture. Yeah, that's right, and if you're in my shoes, you do the same.
I don't think so. I saw some pretty terrible shit in the Barrens Is. I did things that I regret, but living through it made me stronger.
Good for you. I don't want to be strong. Not if this is the price. I'm the one who has to live with this thing. Don't waste your breath telling me not to get rid of it. She squeezes her eyes shut, rubs the bridge of her nose between her thumb and forefinger. Anyways, I guess you're here with more questions, right? Let's get them answered.
Any thoughts about that last run?
Yeah? What do you want me to say? We helped Gaichu kill his old unit. I know that was important to him, but as far as I'm concerned, I was only there for the drone. It's nice we could help him out, but I'm not a charity. I'm in it for the money. The way I decided to finish off Ishida leaves me cold. I'm not gonna lie. I think you should leave the team after that's done. I won't force the issue, but keep that freak away from me. Turning your old commander into a ghoul to make a point? That's a 100% psychopathic move. I don't like him much before, but at least he seems safe.
You don't like psychopaths? Well, listen, it's going to be you and me and basically 2 psychopaths. 3 if you count Koshe. So, we're the normal ones.
Alright, Walled City time.
There was a man here in Hoi who was ranting about the Yama Kings. His hair had gone white with fear, and I watched him die.
Yeah, it happened when I was a kid too. Not often, but occasionally. People would have bad dreams and become obsessed with them and consumed by their own dread. When I was a kid, we viewed it as a kind of local malady, dream madness. Mostly affected people with other problems, dementia, paranoia, phobias, that kind of thing.
So people would just shrivel up and die because of dreams?
Basically, oh, yeah, I'm normal. Of course I'm normal. I mean, I'm just a troll sword mage, about as normal as you can be. Basically, but like I said, it didn't happen often. I remember one old woman, Auntie Wai-kun. She had skin like parchment paper, and she baked egg tarts for the neighborhood kids. We liked her, and she was good. One day, she didn't come out of her apartment. She was always up and out about by 6 or 7 in the morning. It was part of her routine. For her to sleep past noon was weird and unthinkable. Naturally, the grown-ups assumed that she'd passed in the night. She was old and frail. It was bound to happen sooner or later, so neighbor Mr. EJ went in to check on her and collect the body.
What'd he find?
She wasn't dead. What he found was much worse than that. Oral surgery was involved. You don't want to hear the rest.
Yes, I do. You recovered these memories for us. The least I could do is listen to them.
All right, your call. She'd been busy that morning. She put her knife skills to work on her own tongue. Carved it out, plated it, and ripped out most of her teeth for garnish. She'd bitten down on a coal from the fireplace to keep from bleeding out.
And do you think a dream made her do this?
Yes, she did what she did to protect herself from Kui Yan.
How so?
The old stories all said that Kui Yan would claim you as a slave by tying your tongue into a knot. No tongue, no slavery. Old lady didn't want to take any chances. Unfortunately for Mr. Ujide, she didn't want him to take chances either. She was a sweet old thing, always looking out for her neighbors. Thanks to the dreams, she knew what was at stake. She just wanted to help. The other adults didn't make it to Auntie Raikun's apartment in time to save Mr. Ujide's jaw. It was hanging by a thread by the time they got there. She always had a steady hand with a cleaver.
Did he live?
Yes, but I think he wished he hadn't. Placing a jaw is expensive, and Mr. Ujide had no money. He had to sell with a life of miserable silence, hiding the wound in his face and slurping broth through a tube. As for Auntie Waikun, she suffered an aneurysm. Dropped dead as the grown-ups were trying to get her to what passed as a clinic in the Mansion District. But she died with a smile on her face. She knew that her soul was safe.
Anything else you can tell me about the Yama Kings?
Yeah, I got another one for you if you want. Can't say whether this is based on any trying the truth or not. That's for you to decide, but it's always popular when I was growing up, especially with the other kids my age. You'll see why we liked it in the end.
Alright, lay it on me.
Okay, this one was about a boy named Gordon Yam. How he saved his mother from a fate worse than death. As the story goes, Gordon was the cleverest boy in the walled city. He could steal whatever he liked without getting caught, could sneak into any room unseen, and could talk his way past any grown-up that might stop him. You get the picture, real hero figure for the 9-year-old set. So one day, Gordon's mother fell ill. It was a bloody flux spawned by a curse, and it was going to kill her. She told Gordon that he should accept her death. The curse had come from a Yama King, and there was no medicine that could prevent it from claiming her. She begged him to run, to escape the walled city, and to use his cleverness to make a life for himself somewhere far away. Gordon loved his mother, and he refused to obey her request. Instead, he searched high and low for a way to save her life. For a long time, nothing came to him. But finally, he happened upon an old man who told him about a powerful Yama King that could cure any ill for a price.
Which Yama King? One of the ones that you told me about, or a different one?
Different. He doesn't have a name, or he did, but because of what happened, speaking it is taboo. The story's a little fuzzy on the details. We just always called him the Nameless King. Not the one from Dark Souls, another one. So Gordon went out in search for the Nameless King. He made his way through Triad territory, past the Thrillgangers and Organ Leggers, you know the drill. Eventually made it to the inner walled city, where he found the Nameless King's court. Human servants of the Nameless King took Gordon to stand before the creature they worshipped, and Gordon proposed his deal. "Nameless King," he said, "I need your help. My mother is dying of an ill that only you can cure." "That may be so," said the Nameless King, "but what is it to me? What will you offer me if I spare her?" "If you restore her to health, I'll join your coin in repayment. I, the cleverest boy in the walled city. I'll serve you loyally and well." The Nameless King was excited then, for he knew of Gordon's cleverness, and he coveted the little boy's soul. Gordon pulled a braid of his mother's hair from his pocket and held it out before the Nameless King. "A lock of my mother's hair, O King," he said. "Cure her of this flux, and I am yours to command as you please." The Nameless King worked his magic, and Gordon's mother was cured.
So what happened then? Did Gordon join the Nameless King's court?
No. When the Nameless King turned on Jordan, he laughed in the monster's face. "I tricked you, Nameless King, for my mother was the property of another of your kind. In curing her, you've robbed a Yama King of his dinner." The Nameless King raged and turned on Gordon, his razor blade fingers flexing wide, but before he could bring his arm down in a killing stroke, he was caught in the grasp of 1,000 hooks, claws, and fangs. The Yama Kings, all of them.
You have stolen from one of your kind, brother, said the Yama Kings. Her life was not yours to save.
Gordon slipped away as the Yama Kings descended on their brother. He did not watch as they tore the nameless king apart and bathed in his steaming viscera. He made his way back home to his mother, who was cured. And that was the one time that a living boy outwitted a Yama King. She stretches, cracking her back, clears her throat awkwardly. And that's the story. Like I said, you can see why we liked it. It's basically a fairy tale, and Little Boy wins in the end. It's the only story about the Yama Kings that contains even a shred of hope.
What do you think it means?
I don't know. Probably doesn't mean anything. It's just a story is all. You're the one who asked. Anyway, is there anything else you want to know?
Nah, I think we're good. Bye.
Alright. So, going to Gobbet. What? She's gone, Slane. I don't know where she ran off to, but she looked upset. She just said something about friends in trouble, then left. By the time I could disconnect from the octopus, she was on her way out of town.
She must have gone back to the sinking ship.
I don't like the sound of that. She tell you what went down out there all those years ago?
Mutiny? Yeah, and she's been having bad dreams of the place ever since.
Well, we better go and get her, hadn't we?
Let's do it.
I'm going to arrange transport out of Hong Kong Bay. Come meet me at the docks when you're ready. Alright. So, before we do that, I think we have enough to buy some things. We have 3,000 now, so that's quite a bit more than we had in the beginning. I'll still buy this. Let's see what we can buy there. Yeah. You were right on that 5 Nguyen thing. Alright, let's see what magic. Can't do that, can't do that. I could get Fireball too, but there's also this one. It requires Intelligence 3. Manibolt 3. Oh gosh, all the good stuff requires that. So I think I'm going to save up, because I'd rather get Lightning Bolt 3 than Mana Bolt 3 at the moment. I mean, honestly, I'd rather get both. Are there any other things? I wonder if I could get multiple of these. Is there anything that increases... Nope. Huh? I'm actually going to double check something. If I put up 1 in Conjuring, I could get 5 Charisma. That's not a bad deal. It's essentially 5 Karma. It's literally 5 Karma points. Well, I might, after getting Intelligence up to 4, so yeah, the next step is getting Intelligence up to 4. So, yeah. Oh, I think it's down this way, something like that. Yeah. Captain Jomo. Captain Jomo was busily playing some kind of gambling game on his comlink. It beeps and flashes as he taps away. Come on, Jomo, win, not lose. Maybe buy yourself that new hat. He doesn't appear to have noticed you at all. Game makes a sad, defeated noise. Bum bum ba da 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 da. Ba dun 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 da da da. Ah, stupid game. Always cheats me. Never a good hand. Now, kindly Cheng sends you, yeah? You need Captain Jomo to take you to play pirate?
We can do that later. Right now I need a favor.
What favor can Jomo do for you? You need a body dumped at sea? I could do it fast. No one will see. Maybe you need to hide some cargo on the beach. Maybe make a max... Blah. Make a map with X marks the spot. I wish I could do that one laugh from Jurassic Park. The
I need you to take me to the sinking city. A sinking ship, not a city. That was Atlantis, and I don't want you to take me there. Bad news there. Just a sinking ship.
Easy, yeah. I know exactly where that heap of junk is.
Lead the way then.
What? Is it just us two? We're missing two people. We're missing two... Okay, honestly, we're missing Koshé. I don't care about anyone else. Ah, crap. This is going to be horrible. Yeah, let's... What's the worst that could happen? Just me and Iz and everything horrible. Okay. So I'm just having to close out a few things. Hong Kong Bay. Captain Joma's converted speedboat chops through this rough water like a cleaver through chicken bones, launching you skyward with every wave that it hits. Your destination? The sinking ship, Gobbet's former home. The orc pirate laughs and opens the throttle. Wind and rain lash her face as the floating amalgamation of shipping containers grows larger. You can see that it's stacked at least 3 containers deep, an elegant brick of corrugated weathering steel. An assortment of pontoons, buoys, and other flotation devices have been lashed to the base of the raft to prevent it from tipping. You don't know what's happening here, or why Gobbet felt the need to go face it alone, but one way or another you're about to find out. Okie dokio. Sure. Let's see how it goes. What's the worst that could... This is gonna be so bad. Oh, no thank you. I only have one. This scramble up the side of the sinking ship was treacherous. You hauled yourself up over the edge with your heart hammering in your chest, clanged for purchase against the wind and driving rain. Walking into service deck isn't much better. The steel that you're standing on is slick, sheeted with water from a rainstorm that hammers down from above. Every time you shift your weight, you can feel your feet begin to slide. There's no safety rails in sight. A slip, a rogue wave, it wouldn't take much to send you screaming over the edge of the raft and into the dark water below. This thing is a wreck. Isabel gingerly prods the rested section of the container that you're standing on with her boot. It depresses, easily, with entirely too much give. I can't believe that Gobbet ever chose to live here.
What do you expect? You've seen her cabin on the Revenge.
That's fair. This is still worse, though. She prods the patch of rust again. The steel flakes under her foot. At least her cabin isn't falling apart. Truth is, what we're seeing here doesn't even fit. The lady in charge of this thing, Melinda, or whatever her name was supposed to be some sort of control freak. And Gobbet always talked to her pal Cadmus up as a top-quality repair guy. She prods the flake of rust again, frowning. The steel flakes under her foot some more. This thing look like it's in good repair to you?
I take it that was a rhetorical quet.
A sudden gust of wind buffets you, sending you sliding. Isabel drops to a crouch, clinging to the metal with gloved hands to keep herself from slipping. She looks up, locks her dark eyes on you. We should get moving. It's dangerous up here and my gear's getting soaked.
I'm gonna kill Gobbet for dragging us into this.
As long as you do it on drier land. Come on, let's go. What? What? Wait, what? What? What is the nonsense here? Wait, are you shooting at me? Are you all shooting at... What the hell? Just... What the frick? Okay, well, that Okay, I think they were firing at. Okay, yeah, they were. Okay, those guys are on our team. Okay, because I was about to say that was some nonsense. Okay, at least this way, only one of them can get to me. Let's see. I'll go ahead and do it on this one. And let's get you. Dang it, just. I want to fire this twice. I hope it doesn't hit you. Hey, it didn't. Okay, one more time. Maybe on this one? Hey, hey! Good job, Iz. Woo! Golly, that. How many hit points did I lose there? Golly. What the frick, people? Woman by the fire looks like she hasn't seen a bar of soap in weeks. Her companion doesn't look much better. Their faces are streaked with soot and grime that the rain seems impotent to wash away. Glad to see you made it through that in one piece. The woman smiles at you, revealing a set of crooked teeth. Please, come by this fire and get warm.
Yeah, sure. Thank you for your hospitality.
Her smile widens. Of course, we don't get strangers here often, and it's far too miserable out to turn away a guest.
Want to tell me what's up with the RUSs?
Devil rats, you mean? They're becoming something of a crisis for us. We don't know why they've started attacking, and we can't seem to wipe them out. Truth be told, we could really use your help. Yeah, this isn't my fight.
We aren't here to fight rats. We're looking for a friend of ours.
I see. Tell me your friend's name then. Maybe I can help you. Gobbet. Her name is Gobbet. Gobbet. No, sorry. I don't know anyone by that name.
Are you sure she's an orc, about 19 years old? She'd have gotten here within the last couple of hours.
Now, I'm a pretty new addition here myself. People come and go all the time. I'm afraid that I've never seen this friend of yours. Sorry.
If you haven't seen Gobbet, maybe you can take us to Cadmus. He lives on this raft.
You know Cadmus? You haven't heard then? Heard what? Your friend is sick. He got bitten by a devil rat and fell terribly ill. We think it's Vetus.
That doesn't sound good.
It isn't. Poor Cadmus. He's quarantined with the other victims down below, just waiting to die. Hate to say it, but it's what's most likely to happen. Most people who contract Vetus don't get better. If we could help clear a path to the quarantine area, we can take you there. You can see for yourself.
Hang on, I got a few more questions. Is there anything you can tell me about the...
Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead then, ask, but make it quick, alright? It's pissing rain out and I'm freezing.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the devil rat infestation?
It's been a huge problem for us. Between the damage that they inflict and the disease they carry, they made it impossible for us to keep up our regular maintenance duties on the raft. Maintenance duties? Keeping a raft like this seaworthy is a full-time job. Devil rat infestation isn't helping with that. We got dozens of people below deck scrounging for materials to fix leaks and shore up the weak parts of the hull. If something doesn't happen soon, we're going to have to stop working on her altogether. And if that happens, it's only a matter of time before she capsizes.
Why bother staying here at all? If I were you, I'd pick up my things and go.
This is our home, our nest. We ain't gonna leave it no matter what. The woman interjects. What do you mean to say is that we don't have anywhere else to go? If we were to abandon the sinking ship, we'd probably wind up getting forced into the walled city.
Fair enough. Go ahead and leave. We'll follow.
Hatch down below is over this way. I'll show you down. Well, I just want to see what's over here. Nothing over here. Yeah, I want to loot your home. Give me a second. Let's just put that into stash. Wow. At least some things we can sell. Shall pull the standing waters gathered in the platform, separating it from the access hatch at the edge of the raft. Electricity arcs over the surface of the pool, and angry spider webs of blue-white light. Whoa, hold up. The damn anti-boarding system gone haywire again. Look, it isn't draining the way it's supposed to. She slams the heel into her deck, her face flushing red in frustration. Again? We just fixed the pump last week! Anti-boarding system? Isabel looks up from the crackling pool, fixing her eyes on locals. What the hell is this? A bad idea, that's what. Blame the Shadowrunners that lived on this thing before we did. It's like an anti-theft system on a car, only a lot meaner. When it gets tripped, the channel floods and its power gets shunted into the water. It can deliver a hell of a shock. She shakes her head at the crackling pool, scowling. Only now it seems to trigger randomly. And the pump that we installed as a workaround has started breaking down at the drop of a hat.
First we get attacked by devil rats, now this. I think I'm detecting a theme on this raft.
It isn't our fault. The rats have kept our people from fixing things. It wasn't like this before they infested the raft. It used to be a good place to live. Well, it isn't that dangerous, all things considered. He glances at you and Isabel, sizes you up. You got boots on, right? You could probably make it across without... Isabel cuts him off. It's pouring out. We're both drenched, and that thing has to be putting out a lot of voltage for those arcs to be visible like that. Trying to cross that pool as is would be a bad idea. A really bad idea. Like crossing the streams. Bad idea.
Maybe we can find a way to drain the water.
Yeah, that pump over there. I'm guessing that the one isn't working? As she points to the rusted hunk of machinery at the edge of the pool. Yeah, that's the one. It's supposed to keep this part of the deck clear, but it keeps breaking down. Ugh. Stupid thing. I swear I must have burned through 4 different fuses in the past 2 weeks. We'll try fixing the pump first. If that doesn't work, we'll have to look around for another solution. She turns away from the dwarf, sneering. One that doesn't involve crossing on foot. For use, it's a very worn and very non-functional water pump. An ancient hose snakes down the pump into a drainage channel along the deck. Looks pretty busted. Maybe we can fix it with some of the junk that's littering the deck. Upon closer inspection, you can see that this pump suffers from clear signs of neglect. Years of non-constant, or near-constant use, non-constant, and deferred maintenance have taken their toll on the machine and is recently broken down. Heavy scoring and burn patterns also indicate the reason why the pump isn't working. A blown fuse. Isabel, can you fix this? Afraid not. If it were a computer, I could probably do something with it, but I'm not much of a mechanic. You find a replacement fuse, I can slot it for you. Anything else, and you're on your own. Alright. So, we're just going to be holding down my Alt key until something comes up that says, do something. Alright, talk. One of the locals looks at the sound of your approach. The others remain huddled around the little fire, their backs hunched against the pelting rain.
You need something, boy?
Not shove off, this fire's tig. Doggos.
Water pump on the other side of the deck blew a fuse. Knew where I could find a new one.
Maybe. Could be a new fuse anywhere up here. Tend not to throw away things like that. Check the piles. There's where bits and bobs usually wind up. I'd watch my hands if I were you, though. Rats known to hide in those places. He's right. You might get chewed on if you're not careful.
Why don't you tell me what's happening here, too?
It's raining. That wasn't what he meant. Tell us about the devil rats. Strange things have always been happening ever since the beginning, but yeah, things have been odder than usual lately. Those damn rats are a big part of it. With all the people who've been getting sick, I considered packing up and moving away. But I got nowhere else to go. Been here for 5 years now, and everyone I care about lives on this raft, so here I stay.
We're looking for a friend of ours. Maybe you've seen her?
I doubt it. We mostly keep to ourselves up here. She'd be a new arrival. An orc about my age calls herself Gobbit. Seen her?
Never heard of her. If you haven't seen Gobbet, maybe you could tell me about Malvina. She's still in charge of this raft?
Yeah, but if you want to talk to her, you're gonna have to go down below. Boss Lady stays down there by the water line. I'd stay away if I were you, though. Why? Just do yourself a favor and do as he says, girl. In fact, do us all a favor and get back on that trash heap you floated in on. I promise you'll be happier for it if you do.
Okay. And you know what? You can shove it too, buddy.
Alright, well, I guess there's probably random fights in most of these piles, so let's see if I start a fight by you. Nothing here. Nothing here. Let's see if there's something over here. Nothing here. Because, of course. Okay, alright, so, Not with my grenade launcher. Hey, good shot. So I guess last but not least, because of course it's always last but not least. Alright, we replace it. With the def motion, you click the intact fuse that you discovered into place. Lights on the pump control panel go from red to green, and the little machine roused back to life. Alright, let's get going. Ah, son of a mother. Because, of course. Well, thank you for clumping up. I'm going to back up, give my friend Isabel some accuracy, and let her do the honors. GD. How come there was always after me? Wow, good shot, Johnson. Alright. Or Patrick, I think his name was. Okay. Upon descending the ladder, you find yourself in the cramped confines of a shipping container. Interior walls have been erected of corrugated aluminum, and the doors have been cut to allow passage from compartment to compartment. The air down here is ripe with the odor of rotting garbage. Sorry about the state of the place. The rats have kept our crews too busy to worry about hauling the garbage. It's a good thing you ran into us. You wouldn't have had much luck finding Cadmus on your own.
You know what? Fine, talking can wait. Let's take care of your rat problem first. Do you know where they're nesting?
Yeah, down below. They're breeding on the level beneath our feet. There's a way down the other side of the deck. And I don't like that sound, Miss Lane. We don't know enough about what else is going on down there. What else would be going on? We're trying to hold out against devil rats that are trying to eat us. And a raft's going to hell while we're doing it. Please, just let us take you to the other side of the raft. You have to help us, you promised. Okay, first off, I didn't promise you that. I'm just curious. Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna be smart about this.
She's right. We need more intel before we commit to anything.
The woman grows agitated. You can see a glimmer of desperation in her eyes. What do you think you're gonna find? There isn't anything. It's just us and the rats.
People. For starters, Gobbet or Cadmus or Malvina.
She frowns and glances unusually at her companion. We don't know anyone named Gobbet. Cadmus is in quarantine sick from a rat bite. He doesn't have long, and I doubt you find anything useful to him anyways. Chances are good that Malvina's on the lower deck, though.
She's downstairs with the rats?
She's fine. I've heard her speak on the intercom. Her quarters down there are well protected. I'm sure that she has no trouble keeping the rats at bay.
I want to explore up here before we head downstairs.
Alright, fine. You got the big guns. We aren't going to argue with you. We're going to continue forward. When you get tired of sifting through the garbage and decide to keep your promise, look for us on the other side of the deck. I'll show you how to find the access hatch for lower levels. Jeez Louise, I did not promise. I said maybe. If that. Jesus. Like, the more you pressure me, the less likely I'm going to do it, by the way. Due to recent weather issues, only 3 people are allowed on the top deck at a time. Report violations of this policy. Well, I can tell you there's more than 3 people up there. If you count rats as people. Hello, local. A middle-aged woman with a slouching posture stands with her back to a reinforced door. With a languid motion, she turns her head to stare at you. New folks, I'll be damned. Hell you doing in here?
We're looking for a friend of ours. Maybe you've seen her?
Nope, ain't seen your friend, sorry. You don't even know what our friend looks like. How can you say for sure you haven't seen her? No one's come down here today but you. Not a soul. Didn't see anyone yesterday either. You can't remember much past then. She smiles, revealing a crumbling set of nicotine-stained teeth. Bad memory. Can't do a thing about it.
What's behind that door there?
Runs her tongue over her teeth. Storage closet. Nothing worthwhile in there. Don't even know why they have me stand and watch over this thing. But those are the rules, right? You can't question the rules.
I'm questioning them right now. What did the rules ever do for you?
Oh, they kept me alive for one, and that means I'm doing better than some.
Somebody get killed for breaking the rules?
Lots of people. Can't disobey orders, not on a ship at sea. Or a rusting hulk moored in a bay. On a raft, like your little friend says. She just a large glance at Isabel, and her knuckles whiten as her grip on her weapon tightens. She should be nicer about it, though. This rusting hulk is my home.
Fair enough. Who are you?
My name's Lisa. You can call me Lise, though. Everyone on the raft does. Very suspicious. And it makes me regret not getting that charisma modifier. Who knew that one charisma would have helped right there? Well, the game did, obviously. These scratches look like they were made by claws, but they're much bigger than anything that a devil rat can make. Hello, fellow ship inhabitant. Another squatter, this one more beaten up than most. Bloody bandages wrap his knuckles, and one of his orbital sockets has been crushed, deforming the silhouette of his face. He peers at you with a mixture of suspicion and hostility. Don't recognize you? That means you're new here. You picked a bad time to go sightseeing, outsider.
I don't know. The place has its charms.
Making jokes, stranger? Well, I'm not in a joking mood. Now tell me what you want so I can be on my way.
I'm the one wandering. You were here like an NPC. Just saying. We're looking for a friend of ours, though. Female orc, 19 years old, Cartercell Gobbet.
Haven't seen her. Sorry.
Tell me about the sinking ship. I want to hear your take on what's happening here.
Devil Rat, Gobbet, the Rat Shaman. Yeah, let's not think about that too deeply.
It's going to shit. Rats everywhere, people dying, smells like a garbage scow.
That satisfies your curiosity, outsider?
Can you tell me anything more? It's important.
Look, I ain't the damn welcoming committee. I'm just a bloody old man who wants to get back to his squat. You want to know more about the boat? Ask someone else.
Fine, bye. I'll outgrowl your voice any day.
Alright. Yeah, there might be a connection. Alright. Hello, fellowship inhabitant. A slender-human woman in shabby overalls looks up from her work with a frown. You can't help but notice the scars on her neck. Do I know you? What are you doing on this raft?
We're looking for a friend of ours. Probably named NPC because you have a picture. She's an orc, about 19 years, goes by the name of Gobbet. Have you seen this orc?
Gobbet? I haven't seen her for years. You got the wrong raft. Now, unless there's anything else.
What's your name?
Nobody important, just a worker trying to keep this thing afloat. Let's leave it at that, if you please.
Have you had any close encounters with these devil rats?
Yeah, don't go downstairs unless you absolutely have to. Lower decks are absolutely crawling with these things.
Alright, bye, named NPC. That I'll find out about later, probably.
Yeah, thanks, and be careful out there. Anyways, I don't fear the rats too much, not with Isabel's freaking grenade launcher of doom. This squatter is in need of immediate medical attention. Her torso is a gory mess, and an ever-expanding pool at her feet tells you that she is well on her way to bleeding out. Please help me. Yeah. Let's do healing magic. Calm down. I can heal you, because I am Slain, also known as Pod Wick, the Troll Sword Mage. The strange energies of your magic wash over her, erasing the hole in her abdomen. Gradually, her eyes focus and color returns to her face. Shakily, she extends a hand in greeting. I don't know who you are, strangers, but you just saved my life. If I can ever return the favor, let me know.
Well, what's your name, friend? Let's figure this out.
Maria Lamb. My friends call me Sparrow. Good to meet you, Sparrow. Better luck for me than I met you. If I hadn't, I think I'd have bled out by now.
How did you get shot?
I was part of the last mutiny attempt. Made it through with that all right, but I guess I also made some enemies. I don't know who shot who, but it's fair bet that someone on this boat is holding a grudge. Or who shot me, sorry.
We're looking for a friend of ours, female orc. Have you seen this orc?
Afraid not. I haven't been able to focus on much since I took that bullet to the gut. I'm fading in and out. If your friend is here, then I hope that she managed to avoid the welcoming committee. 2 locals that we met upside. Topside, you mean? An elf and a dwarf? Don't trust them, and you shouldn't either. I don't know where their loyalties lie.
We'll keep that in mind. Thanks for letting us know.
Now, like I said, I owe you my life. Giving you a friendly warning is the least I can do.
I'll let you get on with your day.
Alright, but if you ever need anything else, you know where to find me. You look like an... Oh, I guess... Yeah, okay, I see. I was out to say, she looks like an old lady, but it's just because she's an orc. Hello, fellow inhabitant. Man sitting before you looks cleaner than most of the other squatters on the sinking ship. There's no streaks of grease on his cheeks, and his clothes look freshly laundered. He leers at you as you approach. Well, what do we have here? Strangers on our humble raft exploring your leaking bowels? The man grins, revealing the cavernous gap in his teeth. He has the snifter brimming with cognac in salute. Welcome to the sinking ship, strangers. Now tell me what you want.
We're looking for a friend of ours. Have you seen this orc?
Oh, and she ran away from you, did she? Ran all the way here to our little palace on the water. Have you seen her, or haven't you? An insistent little thing, aren't you? He puts his lips to the crystal of the snifter and slurps up a mouthful of liquor. No, I haven't seen her run away, friend, but if I do run into her, I'll let her know that you're looking.
Who are you?
You may address me as Mercutio. At your service. As he bows and cognac sloshing in his glass.
What do you do on the raft?
A bit of this, a bit of that. I am an artist, or rather I used to be. An artist, a socialite, and a man about town. By town I mean raft, of course. Now I mostly find myself shut away here, on the sinking ship's upper deck. I've been festering away here for months, desperately clinging to the finer things in life. Quite the tale of woe, really.
So, what you're telling me is that you're basically useless.
I wouldn't expect you to understand. You're a street-level operative, no. Blue-collar work. The termite and my social butterfly. We're different creatures, you and I. You don't know me. You don't know my charisma stat is 4, with etiquette in socialite and academic. And my socialite could out-socialize you any day. I don't know why I was speaking like that anyways. Speaking of blue-collar work, I have something here that might interest you. Would you like to see it? That depends on what it is. He turns to a nearby table and lifts a battered, lozenged black plastic. He holds it out to you. It's just a data pad, nothing sinister. This belonged to a maintenance tech I once knew. I have no idea what happened to her, but she hasn't been seen in weeks.
And you're giving this to us? Why?
Turn your favor. You come to the sinking ship rather well armed, of course. He shoots a glance at Isabel's rifle and raises an eyebrow. I'd rather ingratiate myself to you now before the bullets start flying.
We'll take it. Thank you. We won't shoot you first.
Anytime. I wasn't using the thing anyways. The schematics on that device are all quite arcane to me, I'm afraid.
Alright, we'll leave you to doing nothing in here.
Whoops. There are several deep gashes in the steel wall of the container. They look like they were made by a blade of some kind. No way claws could do that. I think that's what that last part said. Yeah. Some tags, they seem relatively fresh. They haven't been there long. So they're over there. Let's not do that. An open junction box juts out from the wall, its cover hanging by a single screw. Wires crisscross over one another in a chaotic jumble, and the whole apparatus appears to be held together with electrical tape. Jury-rigged like everything else here. She frowns at the tangle of wiring, clucking her tongue in disapproval. That's really sloppy work. I think that in an environment like this, they at least try to do some basic waterproofing. She traces the wall-mounted cables that snake out from the box with her eyes, follows them to their termination point. Looks like this box is feeding power to that door over there. If we were to short it, we might be able to get the thing open. Let's follow these instructions. You examine a rat's nest of wires, tracing each connection to its point of origin. Following the instructions on the data pad, you then snip and rewire the system and feed power back into itself. The results of your work are immediate and spectacular. You hear a deafening crackling sound, and a blinding flash of light stabs your eyes. Moments later, the hall fills with the overpowering stench of ozone. The overhead lights flutter. Up ahead, you can hear the sound of a set of door locks disengaging. Actually, wait a second. Oh! It's up this way, through this door here. As you approach, something catches your eye. A vent in the wall behind the locals. Movement. Something living must be inside. Dang it. Okay. Say nothing. As you watch, the locals continue to wait for you, unaware of what's happening behind them. There's a flurry of motion and something large explodes out of the vent. Gobbet lands in a crouch, her weapon raised. Don't go in there, it's a trap! Down you go! Gobbet! Alright, well, first, let's give aim to you. Second, let's strip this person's armor. And then let's say... Hey, that's still good. Good for a miss. Hey, good job. Dang it. Ugh. Can't believe I missed. Oh, I have one more shot because of the thing. Yeah, let's try again on her. Alright, well, since they're not together now, let's see. Can we do this? And she's going to die next turn, so let's say... You. Hey, there we go. The bloody local tosses his gun aside and raises a pair of trembling hands. His eyes have gone wide with terror. I'm sorry, we didn't want to do it. We didn't have a choice. It ordered us to. What? It? What are you talking about? Explain yourself. I don't know what it is. It talks with Malvina's voice, but it isn't her. Helpless tears stream down his cheeks, clinging to his skin like beads of dew on a leaf. If you want to live, you have to do what it says. Yeah, no. That you were gonna lead us into a trap. Nobody does that and lives. Squatter screams, but to no avail. You make it quick. Gobbet dusts herself off and faces towards you. The expression on her face is grim. Hey, it is. Hey, Seattle. I don't remember inviting you on this run, but I guess I'm glad you can make it. She jerks her head towards the squatter's ruined body. You're welcome, by the way. We're welcome?
Gobbit, we came out here to help you.
And now that I'd finished pulling your ass out of the fire, maybe you can do that. Did I mention that they were leading you into a trap? Because that's what they were doing. Yeah, you mentioned it. What kind of trap? The kind where you end up dead. Look, I don't know exactly what they were planning to do, but I've seen them lead people through those doors before. She gestures towards the heavy double doors at the end of the hall. The people who I watched go in there never came back out again. Not a one. They'd just scream, and when the doors opened up again, they'd be gone.
Well, thanks for the warning, I guess.
Don't mention it. There's a long, awkward pause, and finally Isabel steps forward. So now that we're all together, do you want to tell us why you came back here all by yourself? We'd have gone with you, Gobbit. All that you had to do was ask. Yeah, I know, but I figured that this one was on me, and I didn't want to wait another minute. Besides, I had a plan.
You're on a boat full of hostiles, by yourself, in the dead of night, being hunted by devil rats. That doesn't sound like a great plan to me.
I didn't come back here to fight, Seattle. This is a recon mission. I wanted to scope the place out, and it's easier to do that solo than it would have been dragging you two along. No offense. So you scoped the place out. Fine. Mission accomplished. Do you know what you're doing now? Yeah, this place is fucked. I'm going to sink it.
Wait, what?
Sinking ship is doomed, Seattle. I feel the second I set foot aboard. She checks herself. Earlier than that, even. On some level, I think I could feel it back home. That's why I couldn't stop thinking about this place. Whatever's happening here, it's wrong. This whole place feels off to me somehow. Maybe even toxic. Came back here to find my friends, Cadmus and Malvina, check on them. Instead, I found a swarm of man-eating rats, a death trap, and a bunch of squatters who seem intent on killing me. Her tone becomes present. So, I'm going to kill them right back. I'm going to use the scuttling charges that are still embedded in the hull to do that. I've already handled the ones on this level, but I haven't gone down below yet. We need to activate the charges below the waterline if we're going to bring the sucker down. So, that's where you're heading next? Downward? Not quite on account of the trap. I don't know how to get past it yet. Minor setback, right? So my next step was to figure that out. Prove sinking after all it does. It's in the title of the name. You're not succeeding at sinking unless you're actually sinking. Duh.
We haven't found Cadmus or Malvina yet. They could still be alive somewhere, maybe even on this level.
Yeah, maybe, but I hope so because of all the people left on this raft, Cat is the one I trust the most to get us past whatever's in that room. He was always more of a mechanic than he was a shaman.
Let's get this over with. The sooner we learn how to get past that room, the sooner we can blow this thing and go home.
Alright, so we can open this door. Sick dwarf, hello. The stocky dwarf leans up against the wall in the container room. His skin is sallow and it hangs off his bulky frame like a half-deflated balloon. He saw plenty of sick people in the Barrens, addicts, BTL heads, people whose immune systems had been ravaged by disease. This guy looks worse. Dwarf's milky eyes track you as you approach. A wave of recognition washes over his face, but his movements remain lethargic. Eventually, he manages to slur out a few words. Gobbit, back after all this time. Yeah, I'm sorry it's taken so long. It's good to see you, Cad.
Gobbit's told me about you. How are you feeling?
Perfect. Thanks for asking. I mean, I'm dying and my home's gone to shit and we're probably gonna sink into the bay. But otherwise, I'm great. With visible effort, he shifts his focus to Gobbit. Welcome home, girl. It's been a long time. Cadmus, I say that I'm not mad. I'm mostly just happy to hear your voice again. It's good to have a friend. Okay. By the way, I realized that people probably hadn't been able to hear the audio for this, so I'll leave it on the background. I turned it up a little bit. I do really like the music of this level a little bit, and also the random crashings and everything in the background.
Okay, first, there's a trap room at the end of the hall. Know anything about that?
Yeah, me and my crew built the thing. Let me guess. Malvina's orders? First thing she asked us to do after Zooey's little rebellion. We started work on the thing the week after you left. Yasmin was in charge of the project. Can you tell us how to get past it? No.
Yeah.
No, but Yaz can. She should be somewhere on this level. Go find her and tell her I sent you. We will. Thanks, Cad. Don't mention it.
Tell us what's happening here.
Bad things. A lot of good people died. Something's gone rotten on this raft, Gobbet. You know what I mean. Toxic. And not like the song. Yeah, I can feel it. I could feel it all the way back home. Her throat moves, but it takes a moment for her voice to catch up. Cadmus, where are our friends? What happened to Yasmin and Anson and Malvina? Anson's dead. He never even made it into the sick room. Just disappeared. But I know where he went. Down there. Yasmin's still with us. Small favors, right? But the fight has gone out of her. She's content to do what she's told and tremble. Malvina ain't Malvina anymore.
I guess as much.
She shoots you an irritated glance. Hey, guess what? I had too, but I wanted to give my friend the benefit of the doubt until I was sure. She shifts her attention back to the ailing dwarf. Cad, Malvina went off the rails because of that Dan bauble I gave her. That's what happened, isn't it? It ain't her, Gobbet. It's something else. He struggles to contain another cough, and eventually passes. But yeah, that shiny red egg that you and Sue lifted is the cause of it, I think. The ugliness was already inside of her, but that thing brought it out. She squeezes her eyes shut, balls her hands into fists. Shit.
Cadmus, you said that Malvina isn't herself anymore. So, what is she?
You ever heard of a rat king? Not the Teenage Mutant Turtles types. But, you know, a rat king. It's an old folklore thing, a bunch of rats all fused together, their tails all wrapped and twisted into a great big knot. By the way, I just got the latest manga for that, like, a couple weeks ago. We'll talk about it later. Anyways. That's what Mal had become. I don't know how many different spirits she's tied her essence to, but the last time I opened my third eye to her, I couldn't see where they ended and where she began. What does that even mean? I never heard of... It means she ain't human anymore, girl. Her aura is bound to other things. Alien things, all tangled and twisted and grown together. They're all one being now. A rat king. It talks like Malvina, but it ain't her anymore.
So this... Well, actually, is she possessed?
No, best I can tell. She invited this. Welcomes it. Malvina and the things she's tied to are all one being now, a collective. And to listen to them talk, they like it that way. Another long, wet cough interrupts his speech. He wipes his mouth with the back of his hand.
That talisman the rat king is holding, the shiny object, you know how it works?
I tried sensing it once. The only thing that I took away from the experience was a migraine. Felt like there were railroad spikes buried beneath my eyes for days. All I can tell you for certain is that it still works. As long as the Rat King is connected to that thing, you can't hurt it. Any holes that you put in its body will close up on their own.
So, it's invincible. Wonderful.
I didn't say that. It's the bauble that makes the Rat King what it is, so you're just gonna have to find a way to steal it. Gobbet managed to do that during Sue's rebellion. I bet she could do it again.
So did you try to fight this Rat King?
Yeah, I had enough, and a lot of us had, so we took a page from old Sue's book. We mutinied. He gestures at the writhing bodies in the cots of the sick room. That's what's left of our side. Been locked in here for 5 days now, waiting for the Vetus to finish the job. The rest of us got fed to the rats.
Another mutiny? Seriously?
It was better than submitting to the Rat King like everyone else. I wasn't gonna serve any longer. I couldn't, not after learning what it was. Our friend is dead. Everything that was good about Malvina got eaten by the monster she's become. Unfortunately, not everyone feels the same way that I did. We've got a lot of folks in this boat, and they've all got something to lose. When push came to shove, most of them took to the side they thought would win. Excuse me. Why would the others stop you from taking the ship back? That doesn't even make sense. Why do you think, girl? Fear. Fear of death. Fear of being gnawed apart by 100 vermin. Fear of that thing.
So the only people here left here are a bunch of cowards.
If you're so stupid to see why they're right to be afraid, you aren't gonna last long. Look at what happened to us. Take a good long look. This is what happens to people who oppose the Rat King. The folks you've seen in the rafters standing on the surface, they're all scared shitless, and I can't blame them. If anything, we were the crazy ones for trying to fight that thing.
Hey, the Rat King soldiers only serve it because they're afraid. Maybe we could turn them away from it.
Could do. They might rally around someone they know. Maybe someone who lived with and fought for him years ago. That was a subtle hint, Gobbet. I've got a better idea. We're gonna get you and your people into lifeboats. We're sending this raft to the bottom of the bay, and the Rat King is going with it. You can't mean that. This is our home. We've got nowhere else to go, Gobbet. I'm not gonna let that thing force us to put this raft to the torch. You've already tried it your way. Look at what happened. Maybe it's good that you leave this place. I've lived in a place like this before. I've seen what it can do to people. She grew up in the walled city, Cad. And she knows what we've got to look forward to if you sink this raft. Because sure as hell can't afford to live anywhere else. He cranes his neck to look at the Gobbet, pleading. Desperation burns in his eyes. Gobbet, listen. It isn't too late for the sinking ship. We can still turn this thing around. My mutiny failed because the Rat King knew things that we didn't. Yours can succeed if you try. She shakes her head, obstinately. My gut says we should sink the rat. Said that from the moment I arrived here. That's what Rat wants me to do, so that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh, it sucks to be a nice guy. I mean, it doesn't suck. That's the path I've usually done. We're gonna play it like I'm playing Sling.
Sorry, Cadmus, we're sinking the ship. You and your people just have to take your chances on land.
I can't stop you. I'm too weak. I don't have the strength. I don't have the people. So if you're determined to do this, then I guess it's gonna happen, but I'm disappointed. If you preferred, we could just leave. Go ahead if you want. I came here to put an end to this, and I'm going to. Cat, I need you to gather your people and get them ready to run. Can you do that? Yeah, I can. The runners who put the scuttling charges on the raft also installed a shipboard alarm system. I'll need you to trigger it when the charges are going hot. That'll let us know when we need to abandon ship.
Why not just leave now?
Because that took the Rat King off. If we were to start running now, I think it'd notice. I don't like what you're doing, but I'm not going to sabotage you. If you won't help us retake the sinking ship, it's Better than nobody have it. We'll sound the alarm before we set off the charges. Thanks, Cat. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for my friends. Go on, get out of here. I got an evacuation to plan. This door is heavily reinforced and barricaded. Take a bulldozer to open it. Hello, local inhabitant.
Strangers, you picked a bad time to come visit. And you're a terrible door guard, or aren't you looking out for toting strangers?
This isn't what I'm here for. Strangers don't concern us. It doesn't control any strangers. Not that we know of, anyways. It. The thing that controls these double rats, makes them aggressive, organizes them. Never seen it myself, but I've heard stories. You want to talk to someone? Talk to the dwarf. I'm busy. She hefts her weapon, eyes glued to the door. I need to keep my eyes open for more of those little bastards. Can't let any more of them sneak in here and not after what happened to Simon. Best of luck. In here, you mean? Rats in here? Where in here? I want to see. Are the rats going to come in here somehow? Oh, hello.
You're back. Why?
I was just leaving. So we could still... No. I'm just debating between, like, if we should sink the ship or get everyone to organize, because we can do... Yeah, so basically we could organize a mutiny and take over the ship, or find Malvina. Thing is, if we scuttle the sinking ship, sure, Rat King's going down, but that means someone else might find it later. If we organize the mutiny and manage to take the thing away from her, we could figure out how to deal with it. Also, I mean, I think it's more important if I'm remembering correctly, the thing that she has, if you want hide the pellet or destroy it, if you want Gobbet to get her special power, you want to organize the mutiny. So, I think. I might be just completely wrong. Gobbet, you're back! Hello, Yasmin. It's good to see you again. Yeah, you too. Where the hell have you been all these years? On a different boat, funnily enough. Yas, I'm a little out of loop what's happening here. Could you do me a solid and fill us in? Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about it, but I'll tell you what I know.
Casman said you were in charge of building a trap at the end of the hall.
Yeah, that was me. I didn't want to build the thing, but I did to help Malvina. To keep us safe, and I've regretted it ever since. We could really use your help, Yas. We need to get below decks, and we need to do it in one piece. Can you... I'm so sorry, excuse me. Can you help us get past the trap that you built? I think so. It's been a long time, but I think I remember what wires you need to snip to disarm the thing. She fumbles at a nearby desk, grabs a napkin, then she produces a grease pencil from her breast pocket and begins to draw. There's a hidden access panel on the floor. You'd never find it if you didn't know where to look. You snip these wires here, and this one here, bypass this circuit. She scribbles on the napkin with a steady hand, and then flip this lever. Do that and you're done. Trapdoor won't trigger and you won't get dumped into the killing pit. Killing pit? It's pretty much what you'd expect. She snatches the napkin from Yasmin's hand. Thanks, Yas. You don't know how badly we needed this. I can guess. Cadmus sent you to me after all. Best of luck.
Tell me what's happening here.
Well, we're all struggling to deal with the double ride infestation. You probably know about them. With all the rats around, there aren't any volunteers for the maintenance crews anymore. It gets lonely out here. That's it. That's all I have to say. Taz, you're talking to me. So tell me what's going on. I can't help you if I don't know what's happening. Yasmin's eyes dart up and down the hall, scanning for anyone who might be coming. Her hands begin to shake. After a moment, she leans towards Gobbet and lowers her voice to a whisper. Yeah, all right. This raft is cursed. By the Rat King, you mean? Your brother told us all about it. Her voice comes out in a terrified whisper. Yes, it has spies everywhere. Rats, those little monsters, and the kind on 2 legs. If you don't do what it says, things happen to you. And it talks over the intercom using Malvina's voice, but it isn't her. I know, Yas. One way or another, I'm gonna kill it. Good. She claps a hand over her mouth, her eyes wide. Her entire body is shaking. Thanks, Yas. That helps. Believe it or not, it helps. She nods mutely, still struggling to calm herself. I'll leave you to your work. Yeah, thanks, and be careful out there. What's this about a terminal, you say? Water drifts down from a leak in the ceiling to spatter against the case of this ancient terminal. It's a miracle this thing is still functional. A blinking green cursor awaits your input. Let's see. Let's start going through messages. We need to talk about these new regulations that you keep handing down. Look, I used to be a merchant marine. I get it. I know how important procedure is on a boat, and I know the mindset that you're working against. But some of these new regs are bordering on the draconian, and they're getting in the way of our maintenance crew downstairs. Which is a good thing. Micromanaging isn't. So let's talk about it, okay? Second message. We got a hell of an infestation going on in the lower levels, and we need to start doing something about it. Can I count on you and your boys to help me with this? I know that M would frown down what I'm proposing, but she isn't doing anything to help. We have to take matters into our own hands before the things get ugly. Quarantine. This is exactly what I was afraid of, see? Those playwrights have eaten us out of house and home, and now that their food supply is gone, they decided to turn on us. It's pretty clear that M can't or won't use her magic to fix this, so it's on us to deal with the fallout. I've had the upstairs maintenance crew set aside a couple of containers as a quarantine area, sick room. It's inevitable that we're going to start seeing people getting sick, and we need a place to shelf them. If we don't do this, we're going to have a panic on our hands. Vita's deaths aren't pretty. Yes, tell your brother that I got his note and I'll be there. I don't know what all this is about, but I have a guess, and if I'm right, well, I'm in. Things have to change around here for all of our sakes. It's, poor form to leave your emails up like that. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to gather everyone. You have to do, like, a lot of favors and stuff like that, I think. Maintenance notice. All lower decks are off limits until further notice. Maintenance, AKM Malvina. Okay, there's sticker in here. Acrid. The stench clings to your tongue, sticks in the back of your throat. Smells like damp cardboard and stale urine. Gobbet surveys the room warily, her nose crinkling in disgust. She produces a napkin with Cadmus' instructions from her breast pocket and hands them to you. There you go, Seattle. You know what to do. Under her breath, you hear her muttering, let's hope Yaz knows her stuff. Trap mechanism. Let's do it. Following the greased pencil diagram, you locate a hunk of metal flooring with a slightly raised edge. Hooking your fingers under it, you lift it to reveal a hidden access panel. That's a good sign. Follow those instructions. The instructions are surprisingly easy to follow. 3 snips with your pocket knife and a rewired connection later, pockets and the floor-spanning trapdoor has been disarmed. Well, that was easy. Go on, Seattle, you take the lead. You've earned it.
Gee, thanks.
What, were you worried? Okay, whoa. Stepping into this room is like wading into the killing floor of a slaughterhouse. There's an inch of ground that isn't caked with spilled blood. Well, I mean, I see a little bit right there, maybe a little bit right there, maybe a little bit right there. I don't know. The stench that floods into your nostrils is as overpowering as it is vile. It's the stench of rotten beef and stale vomit, warm blood poured into a chemical toilet and left out in the sun to cook. The buzzing of flies in your ears helps bring you back to your senses. Blinking against the light, you see stacks of moldering trash piled nearly to the ceiling. The pile of dead bodies are stacked nearly as high. Let's focus on the bodies. None of these people died cleanly. Not a one. In one way or another, each carcass has been ripped apart. Some have been riddled with bullets, others have been sliced open with blades or shredded by chisel-like teeth. The end result is always the same. Another fresh corpse, its eyes frozen open in agony and surprise. Gobbett's jaw drops out in horror. Her eyes move slowly from atrocity to atrocity, her cheeks draining of color. Beach, it... No. Not Simon. Oh, Rat, no. No, Rat, no. This... Gobbett grasps for a way to finish her thought. She doesn't find one.
We need to find that Rat King and put an end to this.
She gives you the shallow nod. That thing is gonna die. Malvina, the Rat King, whatever it is that did this, it's gonna die. And I'm gonna kill it.
I think I'd see one of the sculling charges that we need to activate. Think you know where it is?
Not from here, no, but I can disable the safety on it. Is there a difference? Disabling the mechanical safeties on the bombs is just the first step. After we've done that, I'll need to reroute power from the raft to the bombs to arm them. I'll just jack into whatever matrix server they have on this thing to do that. Huh. Guess it's a good thing that you came along after all. Shoots her thumb upward towards the ceiling. I removed the safeties on the bombs upstairs. They're all ready to be armed. I'll leave the rest to you.
Yeah. We know what we gotta do. Let's do it.
Four more to arm. Whoops. Here they come, kids. Oh, whoops. Watch out! Oh, gosh. Ah. Okay, so let's... Let's have you concentrate on giving increased aim. And then let's have you, let's see. Yeah, let's try to see if we can smack one down. Nope. Alright, let's let you do what you do best, which is stepping back and then having at it. Eek. Ugh. Oof. Dang it. Can you get out of there now? Yes, you can. Okay. Oh, you only had one left. Oh, well. Alright, let's fire. And then reload. And then let's haste. And maybe see if we can finish them all off with one more grenader. Right here. Got a few more at least. Jeez, those little... Alright, so let's see. Oh my gosh. Fine. You're dead. Just stick with being a sword mage. Or just stick with being a mage. There we go. Okay. So, we're gonna have... What? No. Get back here, get back here. Let's not go that way yet. Okay. Let's see. You can't do that. Alright, let's have you do that on Slain. Alright. Scuttling charge. What we have to pick up? Yeah, again, I don't like that one. It's good money, though. I don't like that I can see all the magic in there. Let's go this way first. Yes, let's go this way first. I feel like this is a big room of fights. Oh. An old relay switch box hangs off the wall. The plastic exterior of the case is broken in numerous places and a jumble of wires spill out of the cracks. This must be the shipboard alert system, or what's left of it. Your eyes are drawn to the large lever marked alarm. I feel like... Okay. Do I do that now? I forget. Let me see if this says anything. Oh, I'm sure they'll tell me, the characters will tell me if I'm not supposed to do this yet. Alright. Alright, yeah. So I think that's to give them a heads up. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I guess we're going into the big room. Yep, there we go. So I guess we're matrixing in here. This door is heavy. It could easily be barred to prevent outside intrusion, but instead it stands ajar. It's almost as if it's inviting you in. That's Malvina's old cabin, seat of power for the sinking ship. That's where the Rat King's gonna be. Once we go in there, we're gonna be in this. There's no changing our minds after we picked a fight with this thing. What do you say, Slane? We doing this or not? Where's... Okay, I guess... It's gonna be me... Oh god, this is horrible. Okay. So it's gonna be me and Gobbit versus everything in there. Because... Oh wait, no. Here we go. Okay, I was about to say... We need to find the jack point. An ancient matrix terminal with a cracked case lies splayed out in front of you. And probably the screen winks to life at your approach. Bingo! I can use this to arm the scaling charges and sink the raft. Good. Let's make it happen. Gobbit leans into the suspected terminal. She lifts a patch of exposed wiring with a fingernail. Reminds me of your computer back in the Revenges. Please, the weakest component of the octopus will put this thing to shame. She looks up at you. This is going to be a two-stage process. We'll need to take control of the raft's power supply, then route that power into the remaining charges. Once that's done, I'll arm them and we can send this thing to the bottom of the bay. Sounds good to me. I'll be here to provide moral support. It's going to be trickier than it sounds, and it'll take time. I'll need you two to watch my back while I'm doing it. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is what we need to do. We're on it. One more thing. This is going to be quick or quiet. Once I've taken out the main power, you're going to see fluctuations here in the real world. Doors, locking, flickering lights, that kind of thing. Meaning that the Rat King will see it too. Right. So be ready. We're going to have a fight on our hands. Go for it. It's just like a good old guard your decker. Okay, let's see. So this is going back and forth. I think it's just going back and forth those ways. So, what about this? That I think it's this corner right here that doesn't. No, that corner does get spotted. Okay, let's go and see what we got here. Ah, dang it. Yeah, I didn't know how I was going to really get around that, unfortunately. Okay. So let's give us some extra buffer there. Let's do that. That's a good crit. 75. Okay. Yeah, I really did not see much of a way to get around that bit. There's just so many of these things. Okay. Okay, I think this is clear. So I need to just get to the other side. So it has this process. Alright, there we go. First stage done. One hit kill, baby. Ow. Okay, let's just pop up there and then we'll heal ourselves a bit. Okay. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Alright, so we can get them both like this. Let's see what you can do. Oh, you don't have any. Oh, there we go. Sweetness. Okay, I'm gonna reduce this by 50. Kind of do a little reset-y thing here. And let's see if you can do a little bit of damage. One more lucky hit, maybe? Oh well, that's fine. Ouch. So we will heal. And then let's just kill it. I think we got it. Oh my god. Okay. I think this has it. Whoops. Okay. Okay, one more time without the oops. There we go. Alright. Lights in the engine room flicker. All across the raft, shipboard systems begin to fluctuate and fail. The thing that looms over you is horrifying. A twisted amalgamation of woman and swarm, knotted and tied together in a single hole. Hobbit. The voice that pours from the creature is disturbingly human. A woman's voice, crisp and cultured. You've returned to me, little mouse. Gobbit's nose crinkles in revulsion. Madness and folly chitter and shriek. Save me the speech, Malvina, or whatever you are. You didn't sell the whole benevolent monarch thing very well when you were human, and nobody isn't doing you any favors. Insolent girl, you forget your... Oh, fuck this. She pulls the slide back on her weapon. We're sinking this boat and you along with it. Hey, we found Malvina. That was optional, apparently. Yeah, I was like, why aren't they reacting? They're all too far away, so I'll just try to see if I can hit this. Good job. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that and see if we can maybe take this out. Nope, that's fine. Let's see. Well, you're the most important. And we'll just come out here. There we go. Hopefully we lure them out. Oh, well, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. Hey, got one. Alright, and then let's cast aim on ourselves. And then let's see if we can take this one out. Sweet. Alright, so let's see if we can get you down. Rat King, psh. Yeah, I can still rock your world. I'm covering behind here, though. And, let's see. Acidic Fog. Ooh, wait a second. Let's, yeah, let's do a Spirit. Spirit, help us out. Yeah, let's go after you. Ah, let's see, can we get the rest of your armor off? Hey, there we go. And then let's, yeah, let's try to blast you. Wow, that was a lot of damage. Let's try that again. Oh well. They are ignoring the piece of prime real estate right there. That is unfortunate. Do not hit our Decker, please. Do not go after our Decker. Where's the... Yeah, as our Decker is just gleefully unaware. Okay. Let's just pop over there. Didn't think that was going to work. Hey, one more hit. Nope. Alright, I'll move you away just in case. I don't think this thing has a area control thing, but it doesn't hurt to be. Good. Alright, let's see what we can do. Alright, let's see what we got. So, 2 M's. Yeah, this one. Sweet. A thunking sound accompanies the arming the sculling charges. They're live and ready to blow. I I guess let's go ahead and deck out. I kind of want to kill it, but also let's maybe just go ahead and... Alright, first, can you get out? Malvina's voice comes ripping out of the Rat King in an imperious shriek. Going? You aren't going anywhere! You will remain here as my servants, or you will feed the rats! Moments later, a melange of deeper, more alien voices poured from the thing, echoing Melina's words. I serve Rat, you abomination, and she is nothing like you. You can't see or hear a ticking clock, but you can feel one deep in your belly. The charges are armed, the sinking ship is going down, and you have to get out. Okay, I guess we can't leave until we kill her. Okay, I will make that work. Die? Damn it. Maybe die from this? Sweet. Okay, cool. Let's say strip your armor. Sweet. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and say yeah. Let's try to kill these suckers here. Sweet. Boom. What about you? Oh my gosh, come on. 56% chance and nothing. Okay. That's gonna be dangerous. Well, first let's maybe mark that one. Whoops. Okay. What's my chances for hitting that? Not that good, so let's go ahead and... Do I have main? Nope. Okay, cool. Alright. Let's just run up there and see what I got. Of course not. Let's see. Boo. Okay, well, we're gonna heal that first off. That was no buenos. And then let's try to kill this one. I think that's dead. Yep. Okay, cool. Alright, so mark that again. Oh, damn. Okay, I think we gotta kill the Rat King. Oof. Yeah, that's not gonna be pretty. Yeah, this is not gonna be fun. Ow. Okay, so let's see if we can... Ah! The Rat King recoils. Energy pulses from the... As long as she has it, we can't hurt her. Can we now leave? I don't know how to... dang it. Well, first off, you need healed. I'm gonna see if we can escape yet. Okay, yeah, we're just leaving. Time to go. Alarm claxons blare, and the emergency lights flash red. Scuttling charges are armed and primed to explode. Somewhere deep inside the sinking ship, an eternal clock countdown begins. Well, that's that. We've done it. This rust bucket is going down. Good riddance. And Gavin and his people should be able to make it to safety too. Maybe we should hold off on celebrating till we made it off the raft?
You think?
I know the ducks in this thing like the back of my hand. I can get us back to the boat you came in on. She beckons you towards an open vent hidden behind one of the raft's massive engines. Come on, you two. Let's get the hell out of here. I guess we're just teleported out. I guess that is it. Is that it? Yeah, looks like it. Is my hair just... It's just funny, this whole one tuft. It's just like... You can see it better if it's like... Yeah. It's like the, cowlick. It's like a cowlick. There we go. It's like a cowlick. I'll take that. Back in Hoy, you slide down the sinking ship's irregular access ladder and pile back onto Captain Jonas' speedboat with seconds to spare. Gavin and Isabel come crashing down behind you, skidding and sliding across the deck of the pirate vessel. Jomo opens the throttle in his little boat's engine, and an instant later, you're flying. Quite literally. The speedboat puts on speed, taking you away from the sinking ship and the nightmare that you left on board. A series of explosions rock the enormous raft. Even from this distance, the concussion shakes you like a ragdoll. Gobbet is nearly thrown overboard, but Isabel catches her in a flying tackle and pins her to the deck. With a final sickening crack, the sinking ship's back breaks. As it recedes into the distance, you watch the sundered halves of the patchwork raft sink beneath the waves. Its destiny finally fulfilled. Karma gained 8. Alright, well, I don't... sure. A devil rat spirit fetish? Well, that explains some. Alright, and let's see. If the user is brought into a stunned state, they will be jolted awake with 1 AP. Oh. Or... high energy flash bulbs hidden inside a cyber AI. Capable of temporarily blinding an opponent. You know, it's better that if you're ever stunned, you can still get out of it, I feel like. Recoil compensation, full auto, no, like, I mean, I don't really care, sure, whatever. Alright, so Gaichu, we're just doing this automatically. Ooh, metal cover bonus. Very nice. Preventing critical hits in the open, that's really solid. Although we usually use Heaven, because that does the enhanced crits, but, you know, whatever. Does Gobbet have the Behelit? I don't want to think about it at the moment. And if we went the ghoul path, it would create a cloud of nonsense. Alright, we have firearm systems. It can pierce up to 2 armor. Huh. Or all the attacks on the melee system bleed targets. Let's just stick with what he's good at. Alright. Alright, wait a second. Did everyone get... Yeah. Everyone got an extra AP as well. That is great. So that means instead of 2 actions a turn, we should all have 3. Your comm link chirps and Kindly Ching's rusty voice slides through the speaker. You can hear the sounds of Mahjong players laughing in the background. It's Auntie Ching, dear.
My, but you sound happy, Auntie Ching.
Oh, I am, my sweet. I'm one step closer to breaking Josephine Tsang. I have a lead on the location of the plastic-faced man. The man we saw in the surveillance footage meeting Raymond Black at the tea house on the docks.
Where is he?
Not on the comm. Come see me, and we'll talk. Yay! So, yeah, it's, we'll just go ahead and, check our 2 merchants, the swordsmen, and then the magic, and I think we will call it here for tonight. All right. So, ooh, Ares monosword. Wait, Chinese war sword. Wait, what? Okay, so we got some new weapons. Let's go into our thing. Sell. I'll keep that. Ah, it's so close. Well, I mean, I'll probably sell my base weapon, but let's see. So, Centurion Laser Axe. Or Ares Monosword. Or Chinese War Sword. Yeah, I don't need to spend the thing. So, Any better armor? Ooh, and better armor. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I can't equip any of these yet. But it's good to know that... Oh, dang it. Close combat 7? Yeah, I gotta... Yeah, that's all for now. So... Let's see. Because I can get strength to 7, I wouldn't be able to get close combat to 7. So let's see what magical spells that Crafty has. And I'm 90% sure it's at this point where we'll just be able to basically do run after run. Because we've gone through most of the NPCs' dialogue. I forgot to talk to Ambrose last time. A sight unexpected from the Windows slapdash product displays strikes you as you walk through the shop. Everything is clean. Unusually clean. Not spotless, a nearby food plate resting atop a small collection of books speaks to that, but otherwise the piles of journals and notebooks and books from before are, for the most part, on shelves. Organized. The shopkeeper is nowhere to be seen. You don't remember whether an open sign was on the front door, but the handle turned easily enough. Someone must be here. I ring the bell. You hear a thump, followed by a loud shit. Crowdy leaps up from behind the counter, rubbing the top of her head, a duster in her other hand. Her eyes widen when she sees you. Slain.
Wow, you've been busy. Feel like I've walked into another dimension.
Crafty raised your common weight. I was getting outed by some of my regular patrons. Maybe a sanitation officer or two. You see the urgency in her eyes as she leans forward. It doesn't matter, Slain. I found it. The thing we've been searching for. I know what's happening inside the walled city.
I'm all ears.
The Yamakings are real.
Whoa, now, that's a big leap from imaginary monsters.
Crafty's eyes hold your gaze with an unshakable intensity. I'm serious. You know me. I'm the last person to start believing in Santa Claus, much less my mother's ravings, but this is solid. The Yamakings are real, and they're coming. She lays her palms flat on the counter, almost breathless. They've been on their way to the walled city since the place was built. The dreams, their portents of their coming. Omens manifested as dreams.
Still...
Just think about it. The strange things we've been dreaming, the sensations, the hunger, asleep or awake, it affects us all the time, anywhere. The connection, we're all in or near the walled city, itself a beacon for disaster. Something or some things have noticed the city, and now we're noticing them.
And everything that's happened in the walled city, it's been the Yamakings all along?
Not quite. I don't think the Yamakings are the cause of the walled city's corruption. They're the effect. Something in the walled city has so polluted the feng shui of the place that it's acting as a magnet for malevolent astral beings. Mom was right. There's something at work in the walled city. I don't know if it's a curse or something else, but there's something deeply unnatural at work in that place. Her words shake. I'm so sorry, Mom. I thought I was closing my eyes to your madness, but all I did was prevent myself from seeing the truth, from seeing what was unfolding right in front of me.
Can the Yamakings leave the walled city?
Why would they? The curse, or whatever is attracting the Yamakings to the walled city, has turned the city into an ideal hunting ground. With a practiced sweep of her hand, she tucks a strand of hair behind her ear. A foggy handprint slowly disappears from the counter where her hand was pressed. Have you heard of terraforming? It's an old science fiction idea. You make a planet, like the moon or something, into an Earth-like environment to support human habitation. That's what's happening in Walled City, only in reverse and on an astral level. I think that pent-up toxic chi in the walled city is turning the place into an extension of the Yama King's home plane, making the environment there hospitable for them. They won't range beyond it for the same reason why you wouldn't leave a bathysphere in the deep ocean. But as we've seen, that corruption is spreading. It's already starting to seep into Hoi. Left unchecked for another 30, 40 years, who knows what might happen.
Are these things what broke your mom?
The Yama Kings weren't directly responsible for Mom's corruption. It was caused by the root problem that which attracted the kings to the city in the first place. The poison at the bottom of the well. Whatever it is, it's been there from the very beginning, and it's in no way natural. People did this.
At least now you know what happened to her.
I know where you're coming from, Slane, but my mother still allowed herself to be corrupted. She put herself in the way of evil, and it took her. Not a second thought for anyone else. Her research has given us valuable resources. I'm glad these journals, these pieces of her mind, can be used to arm ourselves against the Yama Kings. The knowledge it's given us will help us in the trials to come.
Let's backtrack. This is big, Crafty. Super huge.
At your words, an unusual mood washes over Crafty. She raises her hands and grips her tattooed arms, hugging her chest. Please, Slane, you have to stop it. This evil, for yourself, for my mom, for everyone in Walled City and Hoi. Nobody outside of our community will care about this. They've already written people like us off. If what's happening in here is to be undone, we have to be the ones to undo it.
I'll see what I can do.
She continues to hold herself tight, but the tension in the air lessens. She exhales. Thank you.
So, what you got?
Powerbolt 4. Golly. Nope, let's not do that. Let's see what spells you got. Intelligence 4. I think intelligence, let's see. Ooh, damage 30. Yeah, so I definitely want that. Spellcasting 8. Okay, maybe, probably not that much. Okay. Alright. Ooh. Maybe, ooh, whoa. Petrify? Ooh, but spellcasting 8. It's that 8 limit. Okay, alright. So,
I need to take care of some things.
Alright, so... Yeah, I have to get that up, both of those up to do spellcasting 8. But in the meantime, I get at least intelligence to 4. That's not a problem. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, alright. There we go. So, let's see. Alright, so we can get that. A bolt of lightning bounces to the next closest 2 characters. I would love that, except it doesn't say the difference between friend or foe. So, no thank you. We can't do Fireball 3. We can't do Flame 4. I would love that. Can't do that one. We can't do Mana Bolt, so I'll take that one. Is there a Lightning Bolt 4? No, there's not. Let's see. Yeah, I want that one. Okay, well, let me... What's a bit of lightning damage among friends? Yeah, I don't want to piss them off that much. Okay, so I think I'll get that one as well. So I can get that. And I can get Lightning Bolt. I just need money. Yeah, this last drop we didn't make any money either. Let's go ahead and instead of this, we'll get Lightning Bolt 3, because it does a little bit of AP damage. So, yeah. Yeah, there we go. I need to get that replaced, though. Ugh. Actually... Let's actually see about maybe selling a few things. I'm so tempted to buy that thing. Where was it? Just this thing? 900 for +1 charisma? I don't know. I might come back to that later. I want to bump up my spell selection. So, let's see. So, yeah, I need to sell. Yeah, it might be dumb, but I'm going to sell these two things. So that'll get me up to 2,000, which will let me buy the other thing I wanted to buy, I believe. It's 2,500. Whoops. What about... I can do this at least. Yeah, so I do want to get that. And that'll give me a good AoE spell. And is aim conjuring? No, it's not. Where is aim? Are there no more aims? Let's see, I got healing 2. That's the... I need 800 more for that. Okay, I'll get that later. But yeah, I got that. Okay, so I have 1, 2 extract spells. In the meantime, I got this. So, hopefully by doing a couple of runs, I'll have a little bit more money. You know what, I'll do, because I do think we are kind of getting on the tail end of the NPC dialogue, I'll go ahead and do that and wrap it up now. And then, yeah, so let's see. Reliable Matthew. Slain, here's looking at you! Reliable Matthew gives you a big wink, suitor sign. His eyes don't seem to reflect the emotion as usual. You in the market to buy for a high-powered grade A Automos helpers? Or just here to hang out? Because if you're here to hang out, Matthew's synthetic personality seems to flicker for a moment. His expression pulses back and forth between smarmy cheer and something like shy happiness. That's be okay by me.
I'm just hanging, Matthew. Good to see you.
Right on, beautiful. Right on. Reliable Matthew smiles blissfully, looking around at the docks. He admires the looming, oppressive mass of the walled city. Take your time. Make yourself at home. I'll be right here if you need anything. He flashes you a big smile. Exaggerated and fake looking, but also somehow genuine. It's good having you around. At least we got him happy. I haven't talked to Law in a while. Ooh, wait. What is this? Yes, I'll take. Sure. Maximum law. Yo, Slain, how can I style out the carnivore? What you need? Metadata. Actually, yeah, I can get some money from you for this. Yo, tell me what you got. The network runs on information. Red Dragon Association just got framed for industrial espionage in Ares, Asia. Damn, that's cold. How'd that go down?
Someone stole a prototype from Ares, Asia while planting evidence.
Well, actually...
Let's just say they're getting the bill, but not the goods.
vicious. The buzz and networks that they're getting chewed up right now over in Yasimon. I wonder if Aries is the chewer. Let's see what I got for you. Guard program. Here's my surplus stack. Check this shit out. Yeah.
Nuyen. Give me Nuyen.
I'll build this as a data expense. When Poe recognizes intrinsic value of information, information is money. Boom! Pleasure handling meta with you, Slane. A little meta is like a fresh memory defragment. It makes my whole day better.
I got a little more for you. Entertainment bigwig Neville Ma is a vampire associate. She healed him after his recent auto wreck in exchange for living the high life.
No one's gonna believe that.
I know it sounds crazy.
It's not that, it's, that's word for word the plot of a side quest in the new expansion pack for Gung Zhao Heat Year of the Snake. Everyone's playing it. Memes like that are flying everywhere on the boards right now. I mean, I believe you, Slane, because you're legit, but no one else will. Here, I'll still hook you up. I guess reality is as strange as fiction. Let's see what I got.
No. Money. Give me money.
Boom. Alright, see you later, Law. Yo, Slane, let me know if you need anything. You're the biggest carnivore in the Kong.
Damn right I am.
Okay. Let's see. Ambrose lies limp in his wheelchair while the spider drone tinkers delicately on a huge bionic lower leg, which appears to be attached to the dismembered troll thigh. Ambrose reanimates as you draw near. Slane, I'm doing some delicate work here, just reaching a good point to pause, actually. Okay, what's up?
So, what are you doing? Is that someone's leg?
It will be. It's a vat-grown biological upper on a cybernetic lower. I'm merging the two together. It's gonna give this poor guy the upper leg he wants back, with the lower leg he needs. You interested, huh? Okay, check this out. I'll be back. Ambrose goes limp. Half-dozen robotic arms suddenly pulse in the balletic surge of activity, working on the leg, bristling with needles, scalpels, forceps, solderers, glue, and various other tools. For several minutes, there's no sound but quiet clicking. And when the work is complete, the slender robotic arms draw back. They hover near the ceiling around the operating area like giant attentive stick bugs. Amber's eyes flare back open. He continues talking, hardly skipping a breath. This guy works in the tunnels with his feet in sewage all day. He got some kind of flesh-eating trench rot right up his leg. Nearly killed him. They had to amputate at the hip. I'm giving him his upper leg back, but using a chrome lower leg so it won't happen again.
Pretty cool, Ambrose.
This is nothing. You should see what they're doing in research now. Growing tissue so it interweaves with mechanical matrices, wild shit like that. Supposedly they now genotype a fetus in the first trimester, take a stem cell from it, and grow upgraded organs for it by the start of the third trimester. Then implant them in utero and still have a natural birth. It's incredible. It's the start of the superhumans. Speaking of super metahumans, I bet you're not here to talk about this lake.
No. How did you become a street doc?
Ambrose's face becomes grim. You want to keep going with this, Slane? Alright. After that ambush, things were desperate for a long time. We had to borrow a lot of money. Karen had blown ears and a brain injury, and I was a chunk of raw meat. I was so bad I was almost euthanized. Shit, I wanted to be put down. Then we turned the tide.
Before you continue, why didn't they euthanize you?
Because of Karen. She was totally hell about it. She was trans-Catholic, and they're dead set against suicide. To them, it's the worst sin. See, they think we're all incarnate to do our life's karmic work. No matter how shitty that work is, all other beings in the universe rely upon us to finish it, so we must see our lives through. Personally, I don't buy it. I just can't believe the universe is that cruel. Karen was a walking contradiction. She had high aspirations, but she was terrible at all that thou shalt not kill or steal or throw people off subways platform stuff. She was like, Ambrose, if you smoke yourself, I will hunt you down in your next life and get you. I felt I owed it to her to live. That's the first time I ever felt like I owed anything to anyone. And then what she did to me, unfucking believable.
What did Karen do?
That's a raw nerve, Slane. Ambrose' brow draws low. He glances with intense anger towards the operating table for a moment. Karen betrayed me. I don't want to talk about it.
Wait, how did you pay all that money back?
I'm getting to that. Short answer is I'm still paying it back, but I'm gaining ground. Tell you what, though, it's not the money that's hard, it's the favors. I owe kindly so many favors, I'll probably never pay them all off. This clinic lets me do a lot of things I like, but I also have to do a lot of things I don't like. Don't ask about that, I can't tell you.
I'm satisfied with curiosity. Please continue.
Karen still had her haul bag from the job. It was mostly full of incomplete research data, useless, but it also had this crazy score, a draft medico-surgical no-soft skill wire program. Well, at first we thought it was a crazy score, then we realized it was a paperweight. This wasn't some doc in a box, it was Sigma grade, really high-end. It was supposed to be run through an expert robotic system, not a person. It was also unsellable. Very rare, very traceable. But then, I figured out how to run it through my cyber.
Huh.
I said, Karen, this is our golden ticket. We're gonna make a killing. We borrowed more money and got kindly in the cafe, tried to sponsor us, set up Chrome Alley. The rest is history. He looks proudly around the medical clinic cum machine shop. Maybe it's not a killing, but turned out to be a pretty good life.
You ever think about going back for revenge?
Nah, I left that world behind. I'm dead to running, and running's dead to me.
What happened with Karen?
She betrayed me. She left me here. That's Karen, as he points to a small frame picture over his impressive home-built computer. Let's inspect. Picture is a serious-looking Filipino woman in a black tank top. Her neck, shoulders, and arms are chiseled with lean muscle and spotted with tattoos. She looks vaguely annoyed at the camera. Semper Fidelis is visible in Gothic script, tattooed across her chest. A trans-Catholic rosary hangs on the picture. A crucifix with a delicate Kali yantra overlying the center. In the picture, the rosary is visible around the woman's neck. Karen quit shadowrunning too. Supposedly, she made a full recovery. She started delivering for smugglers. She's my main conduit for drugs and cyber. She just stopped caring about anything. Maybe it was a brain injury, but I don't think so. I think everything she'd done started catching up with her. I could see it in her eyes.
Sounds like post-traumatic stress.
You're right. But hey, if I've got PTSD, a lot of runners have some PTSD. All the gunfights, survivor's guilt. It's rough, but at the end of the day, it's a treatable neurological adaptation to extreme stress. Karen, though, she had all that to carry and then some.
I believe you. Go on.
Ambrose rubs his mouth with the remainder of his hand. He pauses. She couldn't sleep. She wouldn't take meds for it. I think she didn't want to get better. One day she was here, we were behind the curtain. I went out front to talk to someone. Amber presses one of his remaining fingers into the side of his neck. She took her butterfly knife, set the point right here. She pushed the blade right through and out along her trachea, sliced through everything outside of that, severed her own carotid artery, just like she was removing a sentry. That was it. Don't. Ambrose stops. He holds his hand over his mouth for a long moment. When he continues, his voice is thick. She did it right there, on the operating table. There wasn't even a thump. That was Karen. Efficient, ruthless, considerate in a weird way. Couldn't ever live by her own moral commandments. Couldn't ever ask for what she needed. Ambrose crosses himself. Requiet cum dies Karen Santos. Kali Mater Magna. Jesu Christi. Swami Nasta. He gives you a sidelong glance. I'm not trans-Catholic. Hell, I'm not into religion at all, but I try to honor in that way. As an academic, I will follow your lead. Ambrose silently bows his head as you recite a string of words in Sanskrit and Latin, invoking Karen to rejoin the trans-Catholic concept of universal oneness, the Atma Brahma of the Holy Ghost. Ambrose joins you in the final recitation. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Amen. His eyes are shining when he looks back at you. Thanks, Slane. I never learned it in full, even though she said it over me every day when I was all messed up. Ambrose looks silently at Karen's picture, eventually turns back to you. Ripshot's dead. My old hood in Chicago was in the containment zone, and Karen, well, she was my best friend ever. I'm the last man standing. So here I am. I think I survived for a reason, so I can make other people's lives better. It's what I'm trying to do. Life is what we make it, right?
Yeah, Ambrose. Life is what we make it.
Here, you want a drink? We should have a drink. Robotic arm flings open a cabinet, clatters inside it, and swings across the room, clutching a sapphire blue bottle. This is Lambanog, Filipino coconut vodka. Have a shot with me?
Sure, I'll have one.
The robotic arm pours 2 shots, swings one over to you. Ambrose gingerly takes the other in his ruined hand and holds it up. To fallen friends. I don't want to joke around about this part, but yeah, I think I would be drinking in silence. You swallow the shots together. The strong raisin-flavored liqueur burns going down. Ambrose looks around in silence, then his gaze sails on you, lonely. I used to be a real piece of work, Slane. When I got busted up for the first time in my life, I had to rely on other people. Broke, hunted, and close to death. Now it's different from how you showed up, except for the death part. Someone here owed Karen a favor. People have always took care of us. Now I think, if I did so much harm in my last life, how much healing can I do in this one? Ambrose sighs, clutches shot glass against his chest like a religious talisman. He looks softly at you. That's more than I've told anyone in a long time. Does the heart good, Slane. Thanks. Well, Roger's life is busy. Better wrap it up.
You still angry at Karen?
I'll always be angry at Karen. She abandoned me. So what? She was my friend. I can be angry at her if I want to.
Who are you, Ambrose? Really?
Ambrose stops what he's doing. He regards you silently. His living eye glitters with intelligence. I'm Ambrose Rakonovsky. I'm the doctor around here. Isn't that the last name of Max? From Mad Max?
Anyone else I might have been is dead and gone. There's no such person as Ambrose Rakonovsky, is there?
Maybe I wasn't born with that name. Maybe Icebreaker's just a notorious and secretive con grunner who vanished with his team. Maybe I never worked for him. Maybe I did. I'll tell you what's real. This clinic is real. What I do here is real. This place is as real as it comes. Karen was real. She was my friend. And the heart in my story? That's real too. As far as the rest, some stories are too dangerous to tell.
Why'd you leave Chicago? Really?
Maybe it wasn't the Chicago I left. There's been a lot of mixing in UCAS's Midwest. It's a big territory that my accent to be from. Maybe I crossed someone. The Mafia, Aries, Russians, Stuffer Shack. Ambrose winks, but with his cyber eye. His living eye keeps watching you relentless. Maybe saying that my old hood is inside the Chicago containment zone is just a way to cover my tracks. Nice. Go Bears. Doll Bears.
But what really happened to your team?
Things went bad. You got ambushed. Ambrose squints appraisingly at you. His expression is unreadable. A perfect poker face. I must not have been doing a good job of Overwatch. That ambush killed everyone else. Eventually it even killed Karen. With his 3 fingers, Ambrose points to the face where 2's emerge from his side. My liver and kidneys are machines in my wheelchair. I've lost about half my body. I'm in chronic pain. And every night it's the same thing. Nightmares. They never end. If I had any part in the end of the crew, well, I paid with almost everything. Still less than up. Ambrose is suddenly overcome with emotion. It seems to catch him by surprise. His poker face cracks in an agonal grimace, and tears well up in his eyes. After an instant, he masters himself, and his stony face returns. What matters now is making something productive in my life. I mean it when I say I'm just about the luckiest guy in the world.
Still with the doublespeak. What happened to your team?
I don't know. I never saw any of them ever again. It's all ancient history now.
Very well, Ambrose. Keep your secrets.
I will. Welcome to the Shadows Slain. He smiles knowingly at you, but not in an unkindly way. Enjoy your stay.
Goodbye.
So, yeah. Could be he killed his team. Could be. Those news clippings and mementos posted around the clinic are visibly consistent with Ambrose's story. The general decorations, you can trace his journey. Bunch of aging Chicago photographs, Seattle, the ocean from what looks like a container ship, Osaka, Japan, Singapore, Hong Kong, the residence of Hawaii, plastered over everything else. Let's use spellcasting. A sense of warmth immediately washes over you. The clinic overflows with a sense of connection and belonging. Ephemeral astral cords snake through it, coming off Ambrose and streaming out through the doorway, probably to other residents of Hawaii. Many of the pictures and mementos have gone gray as if they hold no meaning for anyone. Strangely, it's the ones from Chicago and the trip across North America that have faded. Usually the artifacts that people get from their deep past are vibrant with emotion and meaning. In contrast, the pictures of people in Hawaii glow with feeling. The picture of Ambrose's old runner comrade, Karen, shines brightly. It's almost incandescent. A gleaming cord of connection runs between it and Ambrose. The pictures of the young men in Mustang blaze like a star. Ambrose courting to it is far more intense than is usual between someone and a picture from their youth. The operating table is swathed in a halo of warm feelings and pleasantness, as if much healing has occurred here. Mild toxicity also surrounds it, typical for a street clinic installing combat wear. Bitter feelings of lost humanity, revenge, ambition, and folly. There's occasional searches of something darker. It feels bloody, dirty, similar how it felt in the Mojang parlor when Kindly was interrogating the undercover HKPF officer.
Keep perceiving.
Beneath the warm halo and toxicity, there's almost something subtle, very, very painful. It's almost invisible, but subtly etched into the deep astral. In that scar, it's a sense of sadness and longing is so intense it's almost nauseating. Ambrose himself glows, his disfigured meridians running with light. His head is covered in tangled astral mucus and cluttered with cyberware, but his eyes grow bright and clear. His heart pulses with a scintillating light. Beneath his heart, his solar plexus is a sickening black hole. The feeling that comes from it is chilling, self-hatred, guilt. It's bottomless. Does this do that again? Yeah. Okay. Chicago photos. Many photos are Chicago landmarks and of street races. Interspersed with them are obviously personal photos of Caucasian and African American metahumans at a bar, in front of a fountain, working on a car, and so on. A young man who must be Ambrose appears in a few of them, but no other person is repeated in the photographs. Young Ambrose doesn't appear in any of the pictures with recognizable landmarks. Look through the general decks. Most of the big pictures are of old Chicago or classic motorhead Americana. 20th century gas stations, desert highways, Devil's Tower, motorcycle gangs. Closer inspection reveals a section full of personal photos, recording what they might have been Ambrose's trip from Chicago through the western UCAS, the Sioux Nation, and Seleucid Council to Seattle. There's even a photo of the ruins of Grand Coulee Dam. Once it was the largest power station in the old USA. Now it's breached. The Columbia River roars through its jagged concrete throat, wild and cataclysmic. Alright. So, maybe, just maybe, he got what he deserved. The mess of notes, mementos, photos, and paperwork on the wall behind the computer reflects the daily work of Ambrose's life, and hints at the story he's told you. A framed photo shows what must be Ambrose as a young man back in his Chicago days, standing proudly in front of a vintage Ford Mustang. It looks like a young Ambrose. It's hard to tell for sure with all his scarring cosmetic reconstruction now. Young man definitely has Ambrose's big, cheesy grin. He can't be more than 25 years old, but he already has a thick handlebar mustache. Alright. Fair enough. Keep your secrets, Ambrose. And yeah, I think we will pause or save right outside of here. because we will still need to talk to everyone on the boat and maybe get a little bit more money. So yeah, because I definitely want to get aim upgraded. I definitely want to get the next mana bolt, but having 3 ranged spells should be nice that I can use, and then go to town with my machete. Still, I'll need to work on getting my strength up to 7, close combat up to 7, so that's going to be 14 more. So if I can do a mission with 10 karma, I'm there. So yeah, but anyways, that is that for now for Shadowrunning. We have spent a total currently of 135. We have about approximately 70-ish more to go. So by that measure, whoopsie. That was messy. So by that measure, we definitely have enough to get this up. Probably get body up a bit. Maybe get these up. But yeah, that'll probably be it then. So anyways, I hope everyone had a great and fun time. Only one run, but at least we finished a couple of NPC plots. So it should be that much faster to just start jumping into runs. And maybe we'll get to the point where it'll just be like a run. We come in, get our money, buy something, go out for another run. So I'll be back on Thursday, about 7 p.m. Central. Thanks everyone for dropping in, watching. If you're on YouTube, you can like or comment or what. I mean, I don't really care. As long as you're having fun watching these, that's all that matters. If you don't like it, dislike it. Tell me what you didn't like, because I'm always open for criticism if it's constructive. If it's not constructive, well, I mean, that's the internet for you, so. All right, y'all take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye, Sils.